begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin. Today, we have a very special guest, Chris Cruise. Everyone say, hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
What was that?
I don't know.
I don't. The only thing I could think that might be the inspiration for that is, do you guys listen to like the murder mystery podcasts or anything like that on Spotify? There's like 100 of them.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one.
Yeah, my wife listens to My Favorite Murder every week.
Oh, okay, cool. So, I mean, generally, for some reason, they're directed towards women because women are obsessed with hearing about other women die.
With murder.
Yeah. With murder, right? So, so Teddy and I were like in the kitchen listening to one. We had just gotten back from the Eliza Schlesinger stand-up comedy thing. It was a long drive back, right? So we were listening to him, and then we ran out of the one that we actually liked. So she started looking for other ones, and it was these two like overly ditzy girls, and they call all their listeners weirdos. I was like, this is just so like. I just smell poser all over this podcast. And the way that they talk is just so excited for a murder mystery. We're in a lighthouse. Oh my God. Should we even be here right now? Like, wow.
I've not heard this, and this sounds terrible.
It was awful.
Like this is like, and she was gutted like a fish. This podcast sponsored by Blue Chew.
We were watching the home edit last night on Netflix, and on the home edit, the two hosts are just so excited, like, we're gonna go into this house and we're gonna get into these drawers and we're gonna organize everything. Oh my God, we're like wizards. And I'm like, that sounds like, I love watching the show because it's so exciting, but God, that sounds so terrible to do. But they're so excited about it. The energy does not match the task.
So I do love those shows, like the Chip and Joanna games. Like I'll watch like a marathon of Chip and Joanna games, like Shiplap or whatever it is, and I love them as well. It's funny you bring this up, Chris. I don't know if you do know this, but on HGTV, Little John is going to have his own home makeover show where Little John comes in and remakes your home, and I am here for it 100%.
Do you know who else just got a makeover show, like literally announced today? Darius Rucker.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, he's found this old historic mansion in South Carolina, and he's gonna like redo this mansion, and it's called Rucker's Reno, I think is the name of it, and it's in South Carolina.
What do you know where in South Carolina?
No, I do not.
Charleston.
It's his hometown, whatever his hometown. It might be Charleston.
Columbia.
Yep. Let's go with that.
So, what, Shorty, that's like a 3-4 hour drive for you?
I can't.
From
it's like
Florida?
An hour and a half. It's not too far. I'm not. First off, I want to say that before the podcast began, Kevin was mad at me. Probably still a little bit.
I was.
He's just. Fake
I'm not
laughing
anymore. I get
point.
over it. I get over things pretty quickly, but I appreciate you thinking that I'm still mad at you.
Yeah. Well, you were pretty livid with me. In fact, you text me. Okay, so here's the thing. I want to explain what happened.
I was very nice in the text,
Chris, earlier or later on the show. No, you weren't. And I said. Hey, I sent you a link up from YouTube on your Facebook message. Why is Kevin skipping, or is that me?
No, his internet is being poopy. It appears.
Kevin, your internet's like being terrible.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like jumping all over the screen, and we can't hear you. And
You're also behind on the audio too. You're hearing everyone like a second or two later.
Oh, that's why you guys keep talking. What's up, everybody listening and viewing all together? I'm actually making a video right now so that our viewers can see it, but also that our listeners don't just get like some blank audio. Just want to say thanks for everybody that continues to tune in. It's crazy how quickly this has grown and how much fun we're still having with it. 13 episodes in. For the first time, we had a little bit of issues with our Riverside and my internet just being kind of out of sync with everything. So we actually kind of restarted the entire podcast. So you get to hear me talk like a little Valley girl all over again. So this is going to be the new restart of it. But thanks again for sticking through everything. And hope you enjoy the remainder of episode 13 with Chris Cruise.
hours on a computer, goes home, puts it all together, and then he looks up online on his phone, and Verizon Fios was like, the internet was down in the entire state of New Jersey. So he couldn't even play any of the games he had just spent $3,000 on with his computer.
It wasn't that he couldn't play. It was that he literally couldn't even download them to play. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
He just has no access to anything because there's no more CD-ROMs anyway. You know, there's nothing to download. Like
CD-ROMs. Oh my lord.
CDRMs.
Bro, there's a word I have not heard in a long time, a CD-ROM.
Yeah. Do you guys know what it stands for?
Crazy.
This is fun trivia.
Compact disc.
Cock dick.
What about the ROM?
No, ROM is...
Yeah.
Well, RAM is random access memory.
it's
ROM
like-
is...
I have no idea either.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
It's like something I should know, but I don't.
I know, I mean, a little bit, but at the same time, if you can Google in 2 seconds, why remember anything? You know?
Those damn kids in Google.
That's it.
Pretty much it. Like, why save my random access memory?
Like,
You know, why use my RAM?
compact disc read-only memory.
Damn it. I should have known that. Read-only memory.
Right, versus rewrite,
Right.
like writable, which is
RW.
RW.
CD-RW.
Yeah. Which, why did we rewrite on CDs? You could get like 18 of them for 30 cents. What a
I used to have
weird...
the plastic stack. You could, like, with
Yeah,
like
the plastic
100
stack.
blank
You never
CDs.
finished that.
Oh, yeah.
You never
Bro.
finished it.
I made so many love tapes off that fucking oh man.
How'd that work out for you?
I got
Bing!
zero action.
Bing bong. Fuck me in the end.
I used to, when I was in high school, me and my friends were making like, rap songs, recording guitar and stuff. So I was always making music at home. And this was before, you could, have like Bluetooth to your car radio. So I would burn one song I mixed on a CD, go in the car, realize it sounded like shit, throw the CD out, do it again. Like I'd go through a stack of CDs in like 2 days.
Wow.
Jeez.
So
Yeah.
the car test was like an international or like a nationwide thing then, right? Everybody did
Yep,
that?
and I do it to this day. That's how I produce like my parodies and music and stuff. Or if I'm
Yeah.
recording guitar, I still listen to it in my car. It's the final place I listen to it.
Well, yeah, I feel like you guys probably know this metric better than anybody, like the number of people that listen to anything in their car versus anywhere else. I have never listened really to like Sirius XM anywhere other than my car. A little bit when I was in the office, I used to pull it up, but then, you realize you can't really listen to Howard Stern while you have wedding clients walking in the door.
It's true.
So it's funny you say that. My uncle and my aunt, they had bought a house here, rented it out to my cousins, and then they were moving out, so they were going to like renovate it and then resell it. And I remember my uncle was like, "Hey, come on down. You can help me with the house." That's my New Jersey accent. So
It's great.
I walk into the kitchen, and he's got this like huge boom box with the little Sirius XM boom box they used to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walk in, and I just hear there's nothing in the house, so it's echoing, and you just hear Howard like, "Yeah, and then I fucked her in the pussy," and it's like echo. The windows are open, and we're in South Carolina. This is the Bibleist Bible Belt, that you can live, and there is just like profanities, and they're like, Robin's screaming, "I need a cock!" Like it's just like, and my aunt is in the next room just painting the walls, like as all this is going on. So yeah, I don't listen to Howard Stern while I'm in my office because I feel like I would get looked at a little weird, or with my aunt and my uncle. I still feel awkward. Like my uncle and I were driving somewhere, and I had Stern on, and we're like having just a normal conversation in the background. Like Howard's talking about how small his dick was, and fucking all these
His
girls.
dick or your uncle's dick?
Mine, and he.
Okay.
Howard Stern knows how small your dick is?
It's a long story. I've had a hell of a
What I got
radio
from
career.
that.
Sounds like
Take
a short
drink.
story to me.
Are we restarting the podcast here, or are we just continuing where we left off?
Probably
Should
should
we
restart
do
it,
the intro?
honestly.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin. Today, we have a super awesome guest, Chris Cruise. I'm going to keep the original one because I think that I was better, but then we'll just throw this in like right after. So to catch everybody up, I have internet issues. I restarted everything in the house, including Teddy. And...
There it is, everybody.
There it is. You're getting dad jokes early, ladies and friends and gentlemen and distinguished guests. And so super stoked to have you on, Chris. What's up,
Thank you very much.
buddy?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My intro joke that I was thinking of before we came on the air is I was going to say He's a nationally syndicated radio host. He has been on TV, YouTube. Please welcome Ryan Seacrest. And of course, then everybody would be like, "Oh, it's just Chris Cruise."
We need the fake little claps like at the beginning,
Yeah.
Yay, Chris! Yay!
Yay, Chris! Yay!
Although I will say I am featured on a page on a radio station website right below Ryan Seacrest, so I will take that.
I would really like to be right below Ryan Seacrest.
So what you're saying is you're below Ryan Seacrest,
right underneath him, directly.
Right.
I think as humans we're all equals, honestly.
Sure.
So no, I wouldn't say that.
No.
Can we talk about like Ryan Seacrest for a second? Because he's
to.
had a hell of a career. I want to know though, what happened to Brian Dunkleman, like his co-host on American Idol season 1? Do you guys
I don't know.
remember?
We can talk about Brian Dunkleman, who was the actual co-host, if you'd like. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What happened to that dude?
I looked into it, because like on Throwback2K, like obviously Kelly Clarkson's one of the biggest artists we play, and you talk about American Idol, you talk about Kelly Clarkson. Not a lot, honestly. I was like ready for some big funny thing. I'm like, honestly, you kind of feel bad for the guy because he kind of got I don't know if he got like a bad rub at the end of it, but like that kind of sucks for him, man.
But why him over Seacrest?
You mean the other way around?
Yeah. Why Seacrest over him? Like, why was it Fox? I guess at the time that had the show. Like, I want to know the story. Listen, Brian, if you're watching right now, if somehow you found the podcast, I want to have you on. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I would have watched Brian over Ryan every season. I would have listened to Brian over Ryan.
Now, here's the thing, though. So I always like to look at
Hot take.
I don't even know who this guy is, to be totally honest with you. I'm not a fan of like the game show stuff, though. But anyway, so
it's
Dunkleman,
not a game show.
Technically,
Brian Dunkleman. Yep.
Brian Dunkleman. Would he have taken American Idol to where Ryan Seacrest was able to take it?
Okay, so
would he have that longevity? Would he have that Ryan Seacrest is like the purest him and Steve Harvey are like the purest definitions of hustlers. They just have like 19 jobs.
I don't think there's anybody, and just my opinion, anybody that could have done what Seacrest did. And I know everyone in radio, everyone in content, everyone in television says, "Oh, I should be hosting that. I could do a better job." Yeah, but you're not, and you didn't.
Yes,
nobody could have done a better job than Seacrest. Are people funnier than him? Sure. Yeah. Are people maybe more charismatic than him? That's arguable. But just overall, man, he is just the goddamn package. Like he just really is.
Yeah.
So Brian Dunkleman was the co-host season 1 on American Idol. You asked what he's doing now. He is now hosting Dunkle Vision podcast. So he has a podcast as well. I want Brian Dunkleman on the show.
Does he have 1,000 listens in 11 episodes? I don't think so.
He probably has a little more.
Probably.
I bet he's got some good stories, though. I really do.
I bet, dude. Can you imagine some of the stuff like
in the early days of like singing competition shows where it was the Wild West and there was no rules? Oh my gosh.
I wish I could dig up the parody that we did of American Idol in my high school video productions class. Because we literally
it was last year. Don't you still have it?
Yeah. It's actually on DVD, so I'll just have to find a DVD player.
It's on CD-ROM.
I look young. There's worse problems in the world.
Oh my gosh!
Right? Yeah,
Look, go ahead. Sorry.
No, so people don't know who Brian Dunkleman is. No shots fired here, Chris, but our primary audience is going to be males 24 to 38 that are DJs. And they would recognize a name like Joe Budden, but they might not recognize a name like Chris Cruise unless they attended my emo night on Twitch a year and a half ago where you were.
That's true.
I wish I still had that overlay. So I made kind of like a quick little rider of sorts that I wanted to do live here.
Sure.
If that's cool with you. It's literally just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. So, just like a simple little thing here. And Shorty, you can definitely jump in if you have any specific questions about it too. But sure. So first off, what's your name?
Chris Cruise.
All right, good. Check one.
How am I doing so far? I'm very nervous.
Now, what?
I didn't study. I wasn't prepped or anything.
Actually, that's not Chris's real name.
Wait, no, that's the second question is what is your full government name?
Not that.
Not that.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. All right.
No, my last name's Chalmers, and it's super hard to pronounce, and it's not like a secret. It's just hard to pronounce.
Chris,
and I thought like Detroit, Cruz, because I'm from Michigan, Detroit, Cruz, Cars, Dream Cruise, Chris Cruise, and that was it, dude. It just stuck. I chose it in radio school, and it just stuck, and that was it.
That's awesome.
Chris told me his last name one time, and I was like, nah, I don't know how to say it. I'm just going to keep saying Cruz. Like,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, I forgot his last name till just now when you brought it back up.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that and trying to remember it are two different things. You know, having
but
heard
Chris
it.
Cruise, you're going to remember.
Chris Cruise, you ain't forgetting.
Obscure thing, right?
Absolutely not. Alliterated, which is, who doesn't love a little alliteration, right?
Girl.
All right, so how would we know you, Chris Cruise?
Well, I've spent the last 20 years on radio stations across the country and making content everywhere on the internet.
Cool.
Do we take a drink because he mentioned radio? Or
we can do that. Yeah, sure. What are you drinking
he's still
today?
in radio.
Water?
He's still in radio, yes.
True.
I thought the game was when you mentioned you get fired, you drink. Has the game changed? Yeah. Am I not up on what's happening?
Shorty just wants to bring it up so that we have to drink.
First off, you did get fired, okay? No, I'm not the only one that got fired from radio. In fact, you got fired from one of the
whataboutism. Nope, we're talking about you.
You got
the
fired
game used
from
to be
one of the biggest
that when people mention Shorty getting fired or he mentions it himself,
I understand.
Drink. That's what we're talking about.
Like right now, Drew Pierce is drunk on the 405. Okay, again, listen, you got fired. I got fired from Greenville, South Carolina, which no one gives a shit about, right? You got fired from one of the biggest markets in America on one of the biggest stations in America, and I don't think people know that. And I want to say that I will say that I don't think you were given a fair chance at the show. I think that listening to the show, and you would send me breaks, and you would send me, what you and your co-host were doing, Chris. It was probably close to Elvis Duran. Some of the best radio I think you've ever done.
Wow,
Chris, will you explain the game that you and I don't know if you want to bring up your co-host name or not. That's why I'm just saying co-host.
Oh, Can't Be Julia?
Okay, yeah. So okay, well,
dude, it's the best game of all time.
So can you explain what Can't Be Julia was, and then of course what I think led to your firing?
Yes. So Can't Beat Julia was a game we did on the morning show, and Julia was my co-host. Extremely smart, extremely sharp, but just some like general knowledge stuff occasionally flew over her head. So we did this game called Can't Beat Julia, and every day we'd have someone call in, and we would do it live, and it was real. And I would make up 5 questions off the air that were about pop culture, like Britney Spears this week is doing a show in Sacramento. What state is Sacramento in? And like she wouldn't know that shit, like stuff like that. And I'm not teasing her, it's just she wouldn't know some of that stuff. Then I make them increasingly more difficult, and then the caller would guess after her. They'd be on mute, then she'd be on mute, type of thing, right? So they couldn't hear each other's answers.
She had headphones
and Julia
on,
would
right?
win
So she couldn't hear, right? Yeah.
It was real. Either I'd make her put on noise-canceling headphones or leave the studio. It wasn't staged. It was all live and real. Like we'd edit out the ums and does and stuff, for pauses, but it was live. So Julia would end up winning every single day. So the total got up to like almost $3,000. It was like $2,100. It was $2,100.
So there's a cash jackpot. So every single day it built.
Yep. It started at $50, and it went so long with no one winning, it got to $2,100. And it was a Friday show, and this lady called in and actually beat Julia. Legit. She got 4 questions. Julia got 3. So we paid her $2,100.
Wow.
Monday, the station was a different format.
Bro, the company was like, nah, bro. Nope. Can't be giving away $2,100.
It was coincidental. It wasn't because of that, but like we got a lot of shit from a lot of people that thought it was fake. And that person was a plant, and blah 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 blah, and like you get in so much trouble, so we didn't do that stuff, but people were not happy.
Like when the station flipped, that no joke, there were people on Chris Cruise's Instagram going, like she's the reason you guys like flipped the station because she won $2,100.
Gave away a bunch of money the last day.
Which, I mean, to be honest, and Chris, you can agree with me here, like $2,100 to give away on a radio station is nothing. Like these stations are giving away $100,000 a quarter. Like there's, they're doing some big
a good point.
Money giveaways. So like giving away $2,100 in Detroit is nothing.
No. But for us though, it was people just wanted to win. They just wanted to be the person that beat Julia, because she only got beat twice in 5.5 months, which is the whole longevity of our show. So it was just like the movement. People just wanted to win. They didn't give a shit about the money. But when that lady won, people thought it was a setup the whole time. And I still hear about it once in a while. So thanks for bringing it up.
Well, if you need another plant that gets $2,100, just give me a ring. I'll be your guy.
I got you.
Funny you bring this up. We're playing a game We're playing a game called Can't Beat Kevin, where Kevin's going to give away $2,100 right now. Kevin, are you ready to play? I'm just kidding. We don't have $2,100.
We don't even have. We have $1.
We
have $1.
We have $1.09 in our Spotify account.
Might be 12 cents now.
Watch out.
Yeah, look
We've
out.
made $1.09 from advertising on Spotify.
Now, however,
that's more than I've ever made. Congratulations.
Now, however, we officially have technically kind of like our first little co-agreement thing here with a buddy of mine that I went to high school with, Shorty. I sent you that thing, right?
Kevin has his first endorsement on the show.
I have my first endorsement. It's so cool. So I don't really know how to do this. So I wanted to check in with you guys as the pros. Like, are there some rules that I should check? Like, do I have to literally say #ad in order to do this?
Not on air. On your Instagram and Facebook posts, yes.
Okay, cool. What else do I need to know?
You can if you want. I mean,
the number one thing I always learn through endorsements, like just not to like poo-poo the idea, but you got to be serious with it. I never endorse anything I didn't use.
Oh my God. I'm actually so excited because
so do it right now. Start doing it.
So
that's how you do it.
I literally am so excited. My buddy Jordan Ahlstrom that I went to high school with, married, he has a baby now, and he's grinding his dick in the dirt for this gamer-fuel.com. They've got Gamer Fuel drinks. They've got like a little home gym with exercise bands that you can buy. They got protein drinks. They got pre-workouts. They have blue blocker glasses, which I just ordered, as well as like one of their Gamer Fuel drinks. Coffee. Really, it's about the story is about Jordan being a gamer his entire life, but also wanting to live an active lifestyle. So it's basically gaming was his life. He's been playing video games since before he could walk, became obsessed with this lifestyle of fitness until the injuries and everything kind of started to catch up with him. So he started working with some UFC fighters to sort of just gain some like knowledge of working out the right way. And now his main goal is really health. It's just like we think about it. We sit here, we podcast all day, whatever. We sit here, we create content all day. We're sitting all day. Thank God for some of the Instagram reels and TikToks that force us to get up and like walk through curtains. And
I got to do a dance. Ugh.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So all
that was the
stuff
most
involved. But
janky Tonight Show curtain, by the way.
You love it, don't you?
I did. It was great.
It was honestly more so that you wouldn't see people walking in the background of my Twitch stuff. But yeah, so gamer-fuel.com. I'll definitely put something up in the edit afterward for my man Jordan. And you can use code DJ Hi Kevin on checkout to get 15%
And note to all my
off.
radio friends, that's how you do an endorsement.
You use it. I can't wait for I wanted my glasses to be here so bad. It's gamer the line, it's a hyphen, right?
Is it the line?
It's that's line, the dash thingy, fuel, gamer-fuel.com.
Wait, hold up. Your friend owns this?
Yeah.
Dude, I've used this stuff before. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no way.
I swear to God. I'm like, wait a minute, no way.
Bro, go to the Our Mission/Athletes page. That page, like that guy that's sitting in the little chair with the red pants. I know him, and I'm in his Discord, and we play Rocket League together.
Hang on,
you're so much cooler than me.
I'm going to gamer.
I'm just lucky, dude. I had a great gamer line fuel.com.
It's hyphen, not line.
Gamer, dude.
I went to Gamerline Fuel and nothing came up.
Gamerlinefuel.com.
You should buy that and then sell it to your buddy for like a 10 grand when people start typing in that.
Gamer not the word.
Wait, they have Gamer Fuel coffee.
I'm telling you, dude, they have fucking everything.
Dude, they're legit.
So I'm getting the glasses.
This is amazing.
The glasses are on their way here right now. And if there's that shop app too, do you guys use shop? Sometimes you can track like all your orders on it. This is not an ad. I love that app, but he's linked with there. You can actually shop for this stuff right on shop app. So like I could have bought the glasses on there, but now that they're linked, I can get like updates on their new products, on their discounts and stuff, which pretty much everything is like $5 off right now. So yeah,
I'm adding something to my cart. Hold on. I didn't mean to cut you off, but what's your code again?
DJ Hi Kevin. DJ HIKEVIN.
Hold on.
That's how you give an ad, mother licker.
All right, so what I'm buying is $30 originally. I'm applying the code.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I have a photo.
Holy crap!
That thing being dude, 15%'s a lot. 15%. Not a little bit. Yeah, right. What'd you get?
All right.
Or what did you put in your cart?
Gamer Fuel Lemonade.
Oh, nice. I forget which one I got.
So it's funny you talk about endorsements.
No, I got the focus and reactions thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. It's funny you talk about endorsements. Got Chris. I mean, obviously, like we've probably both done thousands of endorsements at this point in radio. And I remember doing an endorsement in Florida. I was doing mornings, and it was Valentine's Day. So it was like go to flowers hyphen.
Sure.
.com,
fuel.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't want to actually
flowerfuel.com.
Flower line fuel.
flower-fuel.com. And enter the code Shorty, for at checkout, blah, blah.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like you get 20% off, blah, blah. And I would do the morning show endorsement every morning. And about 3 days later, like I was flooded with calls. And they were like, they literally were like, we can't order your flowers. And I was like, I mean, well, first off, I'm not the flower guy. Like I just talk about it here.
Right.
And this goes back to what
literally
Chris
don't
talks
shoot
about.
the messenger.
And this was before I really like dug in deep to endorsements. And what Chris said is like, doing an endorsement that that you love, and that you use. So I was like, oh man, my first endorsement, you could use my promo code Shorty. And these people were calling it pissed because the website would only accept a credit card, not a debit card. You had to use a credit card. And a lot of these listeners, don't have credit cards, or they're younger. And so they were pissed off at me because they were like, I want to use my goddamn debit card. I'm like, well, I don't own flower-hyper.com. Like, it's not, they were screaming at me.
It's just because you're
flowers.
tangible and you're the closest person that they can touch and talk to,
right.
Yeah,
they can touch. Yeah.
And like the one trick about endorsements is like, and I'll say like, you're a chump. If you just take money and don't use it, whatever, you're a chump. But am I going to turn down a $100,000 deal from some vacation thing I've never used? No, but there's a way around that. You say, so I got in touch with the guys at vacationfuel.com, and like the packages they have are so killer. They have this one where you can get da-da-da-da-da. You just do it like that. So, I didn't say, hey, I'm Chris Cruise, and I love using this service, even though I never have. You can still gas it up.
Yeah.
But you got to come from a genuine place, and just talk about it. To give me your people your real thoughts, be genuine, think about it for a second, and then they'll respond to that.
And it's also like sales too, and radio has to be smart about it. Like when I was at my last station before I got let go, take a drink. I will say our sales department was smart and going, hey, we think like, would you like this product? Like, is this something you would like? And I would either just say yes or no. I'm like, I don't really know if I'll use it. And they're like, cool, we think maybe this jock would actually be better fit for it maybe. And then they would come back and give me something I could actually use. I think toward the end of my afternoon run, we had 7 endorsements on the afternoon show. My voice was like
that's a lot
at the end. Yeah, it was a lot of shit to talk about, but
yeah,
they were stoked that they literally had, because I replaced Ryan Seacrest actually in the afternoon. I was not above or beneath him. I was on top of him, and I paused just so Kevin can like edit his face like that. What? Yeah, so the endorsements were fun, but they were definitely like when I was younger in radio, I would just take whatever and be like, oh, like
dude, I get it, yeah.
$20 meat or 20 steaks for $40. Like, do you, bro?
The meat trucks.
Kevin, we used to do these remotes, like they were live broadcast. Chris, did you ever do the meat remote?
No, I pretty much done everything but that. But like they have them all over the country. They just weren't in the markets I was in at the time for some odd reason.
Yeah, so we would do these, Kevin. We would do these remotes where we would go out and we would broadcast live, and it was like 20 steaks for $20 or something, and it came in the back of this like U-Haul truck.
Of course it did.
It was interesting. So my boss at the time and I, we were always working on like different ways of like kind of using the technology in the studio. And so we figured out this way of literally I could record my remote break on my phone through my voice recorder and send it to Wide Orbit, the program that we used. What I didn't realize is that you have to record it in a certain, like, what is it, Chris?
Bit rate.
Like
right, so you have to record
rate.
a certain bit, yeah. So because if you record it and send it in the wrong bit rate, Wide Orbit, the program we used, would reprocess it in the wrong way. So
right.
I record it, I send it, promotions girl and I are like sitting there just chatting, and you just hear like, it's Shorty broadcasting live on B93.7, and then like that's when my voice would start. and it recorded in the wrong bit rate, and you hear me like literally it dubbed down my voice like slow. So instead of a 60-second like spot, it stretched it to like 2 minutes. So for 2 minutes, this is all you hear. We're broadcasting live from Gaffney with steaks, lots of steaks. And there's this part where I literally get excited. And I'm like, if you come now, you get steaks for free, for absolutely free. So this time, the promotions girl is in the parking lot crying. My boss is on the phone. We're just laughing because there's nobody in the building, so no one can fix
nothing
this.
you can do.
Right, and it's just at this point funny. Like the client was laughing. I think they actually liked it a little more than my regular breaks because everyone's listening to this going, "What the fuck is happening right now?" No one's in the building. No one can fix it. All you can do is just let this 2-minute like slow like break just play. It was bro. So that happens. My boss laughs about it. He's like, it's fine, whatever, it happens. On Monday, your boss, Tony, and every single program director in the company got a copy of that MP3. So literally, I start getting emails from program directors. I have no clue in the I have no clue.
No.
Bro, literally Nathan Graham, Tony Loreno, everybody is just like emailing me. All it says is full free send, full free send. So bad.
Bro, that's the greatest.
You should use it as a drop on the podcast. That's just my 2 cents.
Dude,
I'll have to get Super Dave to send me the audio. But every now and then, our offices were across from each other at the studio. And I've known my boss for over 20 years. I love him. He's my former boss. He's like my best friend. And so we know we can kind of fuck with each other. And so it'd be like really quiet. 4 weeks would go by. We're just kind of sitting there working. And then all of a sudden, like he would have his speakers turned to like 10 and you would just hear for free, for absolutely free. Like just throughout the hallways, every other station that like is nearby is hearing this, not knowing what's going on because they have no clue. But
and I bet you've never made that mistake since, have you?
Well, I got fired, so I didn't have a chance to make the mistake.
I'm not drinking again. I'm not drinking again. I'm going to have to pee. I'm going to
pee my pants from all this water.
Yeah.
Chris, I want to talk about your Throwback2K, which is your nationally radio show. How many stations are we up to now with Throwback2K.com?
We are heard every weekend across this country on 55 stations.
Do you have a favorite station with that? Like you're on 55, but is there a station that you got that you were like, oh man, like I made it? Not trying to single out like just...
No, there's not. Our first affiliate was in Baltimore, and that was massive. I'm like, holy crap, I'm on in Baltimore?
That's a major market.
I made it. I'm done. I quit. I retire. And then we got a second one. And then we got a third one. And we kicked off the show with 10. Ooh. And then we keep, so blessed to keep getting more affiliates, but it still doesn't feel real. It's been over a year. It's been a year and a half. And I'm still trying to wrap my brain around that. So I don't even know how to answer that because I love every station I'm on. I love going to the websites and seeing our profile with the Throwback2K logo and the description and like click to listen live. And I'm such a nerd about it, man. It's so cool.
Dude, that time period is so hot right now. Like especially like and I don't even really know how to like put it into a genre, but like that pop, like rock era, but that can be extended into like ska, into like sort of like, like pop metal stuff. Like it's very hard to specify, but like emo nights popping up all around.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously your show being stupid successful, dude, your Twitter account with that is I laugh every single time I see one of those stupid photos because your brain is literally tuned to the year 2001. And
sometimes too much, unfortunately. Yeah. Cause I haven't matured since then, honestly.
Same, man, and I think that's why people are so connected to it is because that was such a great, it's like the Disney couples, right? They love the idea of Disney because it was the most innocent and like happy time of their lives, right? I'm not here to knock Disney couples. I think that you have an extra level of love that some people will never understand. But it seems a little immature, right? To just be attached to Disney princesses and princes and things like that. But, who are we to say that they're immature when I can't stop listening to Blink-182?
Right. Well, and I think I read somewhere, and it's scientifically proven, someone way above my pay grade, that people are most attached to the music that they listen to while they're growing up.
Yeah.
Between like elementary school,
It's like 11 to
elementary
15.
school and about like college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, Kevin, for a lot of people, that is Blink-182.
Yeah.
That is Paramore. Yeah. And, we go all over the place. We play Nelly, Chingy, Mariah Carey, a ton of
Kelly
Beyonce.
Clarkson.
Yeah, Kelly Clarkson, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, blah, 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 blah. But that whole era was just so good for not pop, but like just popular music. Because like Blink's not pop, but they're popular.
Right.
50 Cent's not pop, but he's popular.
Sure.
And I think when people hear those songs, it takes you back to the person you were dating, your first kiss, your first car. And it's just like subtle, but that's where you go when you hear those songs. And to me, I still do as well,
Nostalgia is such a drug. It's kind of scary.
You're not kidding.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. We've done a couple proms this year for prom season. Proms back after COVID and all that stuff. So like these kids are kind of like amped up and ready to party. And I don't do them, so I don't know. I don't know what music they're listening to. I have no clue what's going on. Sam, my DJ, does whatever.
It's okay. It'll change after this podcast's over. I promise. That's how quick it changes. So it's fine.
So we're driving home, and I said, what are you playing? Like, what's going on? Like, what kind of music? And he's like, it's all 2000s, man. He's like, I was playing Blink-182. I was playing The Killers. He's like, I played Britney Spears. I was like, did you play any like the pop smoke, little baby to baby? He's like, I don't know, like 2 maybe, which gives me hope, because I, as a wedding guy, I'm a little worried for when they start getting married, because I'm like, I don't know how I would feel playing like Would Little Baby Go Over Well at a wedding, in 20 years or whatever.
Well,
and the fact that shows like
you're
yours,
a wedding guy,
the fact that shows like yours are now out and kids are able to have access to them, whether it be on like a radio station in their hometown, or I also know you have Throwback2K, like you'll upload the show on Spotify or whatever.
That's
like,
how I listen.
It's they're still able to gain access to that music. And like TikTok, I feel like has also kind of helped bring back, songs as far back as the 70s. Like, what kid at the age of 15 or 16 right now would have any clue what Dreams Fleetwood Mac is if it wasn't for the dude skating down, the 405 or wherever he was in California, drinking his cranberry juice, and listening to that song. Like, that song became popular even at weddings for us, for younger kids, because that video became so popular. But I think like your show is actually doing justice for the younger generation as well. Like, I don't know what, if you have metrics on what ages are listening or whatever, how that works, but I
know we're hitting young kids now, because they're in the car and at home with their parents, who are between, I would say an average listener of Throwback2K, probably between like 20 and 40-ish, somewhere in there, some younger, some older. But like, my wife and I, our niece, she knows Lo from Florida from the Kroger commercial.
Oh, I don't have
Kroger has a Florida commercial, like with Florida Low, like with their prices going low, low, low. And like you said, all that stuff's coming back, man. All of it. New Kids on the Block just put a new song, like a new parody song out. Like, it's all coming back.
Yeah.
All of it.
Boomerang, baby.
Florida's bouncer almost punched me in the face one time by accident. He didn't mean to. I went to say hi to him. We had a meet and greet, but I didn't have a station.
That's how he says hi.
I didn't have a station logo on, but I was working, and I went to walk up to him, and the bouncer like was ready to, and my whole staff, like, it was like, no, like, he works for us. He's just a white nerdy, nerd. Like, don't punch him in the face, please.
White nerdy nerd.
Hey, let's talk about Tony.
DJ White Nerdy Nerd, yeah.
Can we talk about Tony
Loreno,
who worked actually for the same company you and I had used to work for. He has Throwback Nation, which is, I think he's playing 70s and 80s music, and he's on a bunch of stations as well. Let's talk about Tony. How did you two meet, link up? Like, how did this come about?
Yeah, so Tony is the owner of Throwback Brands, and Throwback Brands has a couple of things under it. One being Throwback Nation, which is on 7 nights a week across the country. My show, Throwback2K, a couple other things that we're working on. And Tony, just like you and I, Shorty, lifelong radio guy, was working at Star in Atlanta. Just kind of like my situation, things didn't work out the way he wanted to, made an exit, and then built this brand from the ground up by himself. And when I was in Detroit at Amp Radio doing Can't Beat Julia and got popped from there, when that happened, a bunch of people called. Mojo in the Morning called me from across the street, which is like the classiest thing of all time. I talked to Blaine Fowler, who was on in Detroit, Jay Towers. And I get a call from this guy, Tony Larino, who we've crossed paths on like Facebook posts before from radio people. Yeah. And he's like, hey, I heard the station flip formats. Let me help you with the new format. Here's what you should sound like. I'm like, oh, cool. It's really nice. This son of a bitch the whole time was just poaching me, dude. He was poaching me for his next project like 6 months to a year ahead of time. And we talked for about a year, and he's like, hey, I want to put you on this show. I have an idea. And we kind of built it together. It was his brainchild, and I kind of helped sprinkle my flavor in. And that was that, dude. He knew what he wanted, and he got it.
So, Tony, so Tony worked in Atlanta, which, by the way, before our company bought, so our company acquired CBS Radio and then became Odyssey, which is the company I work for. Prior to that, I don't know if you know this, but CBS Radio, that Star 94 in Atlanta, it used to be called Star 94, something like More Music Without the Rap or something. It had some like weird catchphrase or whatever. And I was, I had a buddy of mine that had worked there. No, it wasn't CBS. It was Lincoln Financial, which I think only had like 2 other clusters in the whole company, something like that. Okay. But then I remember like literally my boss, like they had acquired Atlanta, and he looked at me and was like, "Yep, we're gonna get rid of that catchphrase." And they literally the day of, like they pulled that because it just didn't make sense. It sounded like a very weird catchphrase. I don't know why. Who would come up with like, "Hey, more music." By the way, without all that rap.
And a little disclaimer in their defense: a lot of radio stations have and continue to use that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. I think it's dog shit, but just not to pin it on them. Like that's happening across the country. Not a lot, but there are other stations that do like, the most hits without the rap, or today's best music without the rap, or no rap work days, or whatever. That's not as uncommon as we would like it to be.
That's crazy.
So
that is crazy.
I never understood that catchphrase. I don't know. I also and I know we're going down this like radio rabbit hole. So the DJs, the wedding DJs you're listening, you just got to bear with me because I mean, again, like Chris and I are radio nerds.
Explain to them why it's important. Why is it important to know this stuff, though? Like to listen to all this. There's a reason that there's the 2 worlds, and there's a reason that you should know a little bit from each of them. And I don't think everybody's still DJs. I wanted to be in radio long before I wanted to be a wedding DJ or a club DJ.
Chris and I have had this conversation without you, Kevin. I think you would have done great in radio. I think you would have actually been like really.
Nah, he's too cute.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But then I could have been a TikToker.
Still time, baby. Still time.
Yeah. Can we talk about Kevin's like Instagram? So
you want to go down your radio rabbit hole though? You're about to go down a radio rabbit hole. Here.
Our radio rabbit hole. I do agree. Chris and I have had this conversation just on messages where I think Kevin would have made a great radio personality. That's why I wanted you for the podcast, because you just have this, I don't know what it is, but there are other podcasts I have listened to, not even just like DJ related, but just regular related, where it's like, it sounds fake or it sounds boring or like there's just something off about it. I feel like the 2 of us, I'm not trying to brag or be like, look at our big balls, but like, I feel like the 2 of us just have this like great connection. I feel like you need that. Like when Chris and Julia were on the air together, that was the best decision ever for that company to go, hey, these 2 are going to be great together. And I don't know if you knew, did you know Julia prior to she was on the station?
We had never met, but we'd spoken on social media and stuff. She's from Detroit. I'm from Detroit. I always watch Detroit stations like a hawk because I love this city. So I was very aware of her and, her talent and stuff. I didn't know how talented she was till I met her, and she just started just shooting off, just joke all day. But no, I had no idea.
So Julia, by the way, now can be heard on like 500 radio stations across the country.
She's deservedly so. Yep.
She's one of Odyssey's kind of nationally syndicated girls.
She's one of the biggest radio stars in the world.
Yeah, she's doing well for herself. And I mean, her, listen, and I'll just go ahead and say this because I think a lot of people have like this misconception about me when I did get let go. And Brew, who is this TikTok guy, I think a lot of people thought I hated the guy, and I really don't. I think he's very talented. I've heard from just other people within the company, even though I'm not there, that he's the most humble, that he's the kindest, that he's the sweetest, that even though he's this big TikTok celebrity, he's on a Netflix TV show now. He's on all the Odyssey afternoon shows now. But in all that, and you can attest to this, Chris, because we all lived in that world. There are people that would take that and their egos would get massive. Like just absolutely just out of this world. You couldn't talk to them. Give me a security guard. And I feel like he's the total opposite, where you saw him on the street, no matter how big he is, I think he would stop, high five with you, take selfies, do a fucking TikTok dance with you.
That's why he is where he is, and they aren't where he is.
100%.
Real shit.
I want to talk about like your kind of early radio career, because you and I both kind of started talking to each other. I think kind of when both of our full-time radio careers started. You were at Hot 107.9 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I was in Destin, Florida, doing mornings. Were you doing mornings at Hot? What were you doing?
Oh, everything. I did the morning show, then afternoons, then I did nights. I mean, everything.
So obviously our job allows us to meet people, and that is one of the perks I think that we've all been blessed with, is to meet some people.
It is pretty cool. It's super cool.
You've taken it a step further, and you've done something that not many people get to do. You did get to meet Bieber very early in his career.
I did.
Not only did you meet Bieber, but you serenaded the kid. You sang to him on stage. A sound check, I guess.
Yes.
Can you explain, how? Like, what were you like? I'm just going to pick a mic up and start singing to Justin Bieber.
Yeah. We thought it'd be kind of funny.
It?
So he was either 15 or 16 at the time. It was the same week that Baby hit the radio stations, that they dropped it as a single. Yeah. So all the girls knew who he was, but like none of the parents knew. We were vaguely familiar, to be honest, because he was so new. First of all, I've never heard a crowd scream like that in my entire life, ever. No. It was like 1,000 kids we had like a bunch of kids at a college campus, like auditorium, like a bunch of, local kids, like high school kids come in to watch the show for free. And he was just super cool, playful, playing pranks on his staff and stuff. I go, I'm going to get this kid. So then I go on stage and start singing to him, and he just has this scowl on his face, like, what the hell is this guy doing? And it's been played back on YouTube like a bajillion times, because I show everybody, because I still think it's so funny. And he was so cool. He's the sweetest kid. He was so funny and so talented. I love him.
He plays guitar left-handed? Or am I watching this in reverse in his...
No,
I mean, at the time, I don't remember if he's left-handed or not.
Can we talk about Bieber for a second?
I can read it straight. Yeah.
So this is Chris Cruise singing to Justin Bieber, and then you'll watch the camera here in a second. If you're watching the show, the camera here will pan. There's Justin Bieber in disbelief. I love his look to the camera.
I tell you what, that kid's got some entertainment presence, though, for like the timing of it all, just being like...
To prove your point, that whole thing was staged.
He literally looks at the camera.
The whole thing, and he was like part of it.
Never again. Never again.
Still funny.
Well, I'ma tell you one time, girl. I said me and you. I'ma tell you one time. I said me and you. I'ma tell you one time. Maybe I'll tell you 2 times. Or maybe 3 times. Cause I'm You're horrible.
He actually had the idea. I'm like, oh, dude, like we should sing a song together, because I've always like singing and doing parody songs. He goes, oh, dude, why don't you like sing and I'll like hate it? And I'm like, oh, that's funny. And it was his idea.
And he's so like, I'll pretend to hate it.
You know what's funny is that Bieber, in reality, he's like, I fucking hate this.
I fucking hate everybody.
I think in reality, like Bieber, I know he got into a little bit of trouble as he was, he was kind of growing up. But for as much money as that kid had, egging some houses and stuff, or whatever he did
in a bucket. Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing compared to what he could have done. It
was more the people that he did it to. Like he was driving his Lambo 100 miles an hour through a Hollywood Hills neighborhood or whatever. Like
who hasn't done that?
Dude, I got 7 kids in this street with the blah 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 cars, and what are we gonna do? Kick them out? No, they're kids,
Yeah.
Like
he did the same thing any kid at 16 would have done with $10 million. The same stuff.
Yeah,
and since then,
I
think he's grown. I think he's a good humanitarian. I think he's a good example for people now. I've always been a fan of his, but like now I think he's really, I don't want to say found himself, but I mean, I think he's discovering what he wants to be for the rest of his life. And he didn't know that as a teenager, because you never do.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore was a piece of shit, right?
Yeah, now she's like an angel.
Come
she's
on,
amazing.
exactly.
She wasn't a piece of shit. She was just getting into some bad stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is that, and I feel bad for him, is that I saw this video a couple weeks ago where he was walking in to like just shop, and there's 7,000 cameras around him and his wife, and I'm like, no wonder these celebrities are just moving to like Katy Perry lives in fucking Kentucky now. Justin Timberlake lives in like Montana. Like, no wonder these celebrities are like, oh, I can buy 100 acres, like, and no one can be near me. Like, of course they're moving out of LA. Like, I feel so bad for the kid, and I honestly I feel bad that he had to go through that his entire life, his entire childhood. Because as much as we like every person that's on TikTok or every radio person, every TV personality, anybody that's
anyone
on
who's in
TikTok
the spotlight,
has this like I want to be famous kind of mentality, you know, about them. But like to imagine like your Bieber and like famous, I don't even think covers the word to use for him. There's a bigger word because he's that popular. But I honestly feel sorry for the kid because it's like he never got to live a normal childhood. He wasn't able to walk outside and just not have a camera in his face. And now here we are, you know, his career now is 15 years old, and he's still having to deal with like, I want to go in and buy a fucking Gap shirt. Leave me alone. Like, let me just, you know. And he tries to be so nice about it.
Problems with addiction and stuff like that, and mental health is because you get the whole world handed to you on a platter, but you get treated like dirt.
Did you guys
people
ever watch...
you don't even know?
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know, Shorty and I know this. We're not famous, but I there are people out there who know me who I've never met.
Yeah.
You know, and when they say something to you that's negative or rude or mean, you don't want it to hurt you, but like, man, that grates on you. And like add in the paparazzi and stress and the news and TMZ. Like, dude, it sounds awful. It sounds
shit doesn't
really bad.
feel good. It doesn't necessarily hurt, but it sure shit doesn't feel good.
Yeah, man, there's some shitty things that were said about me on Twitter. I mean, still to this day, I get just, you know, shitty things that
you read those
people say about Twitter. I mean, you know, every now and then
that I write, tagging you.
I mean, it hurts. Can you stop? It hurts.
Stop sending me YouTube links 8 minutes before we start the show,
bro. So I sent this Justin Bieber link to Kevin like 5 minutes prior to the show, and I didn't realize what entailed. He has to download and he has to put it in OBS because I'm dumb. I don't know that shit. And so I replied back to him on the text, and I go, don't talk to me that way. The same way you did like the week before.
So don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. And he writes the ultimate. He writes K.
K-bomb. Dropped a K-bomb. I haven't dropped a K-bomb since 2014, dude.
I'm glad I was your
the nuclear option. Yeah, that was heavy.
8 years later, dropping heavies on you.
Speaking of Twitter, I don't know if you know this, Kevin, but Chris has been in some Twitter feuds with celebrities like Scott Stapp from Creed.
Who cares?
I don't know how to explain this.
Don't besmirch Scott Stapp. I love that guy. Don't talk shit about him.
So they're fine now. But Chris early on in his career, and this is what I loved about you, like even when you were in Seattle, you were doing these videos. Like you did the baby hand video,
dude,
you did doing the poo.
Thank you.
Dude, you listen, can you your YouTube channel where do they find you on YouTube? Like just DJ Chris Cruise?
Everything's on chriscruise.com. Links to all my socials, just chriscruise.com.
Dude, just scour his YouTube. Like doing the poo video was absolutely fucking hilarious.
Thank you.
You have the baby hand video, which again is just like, and what I like about that video, about the baby hand video, is like you're singing for a good like minute and a half or 60 seconds before we see what the video is actually about.
Yeah,
and I just
it would never work in the TikTok era, but right before TikTok popped off and it was still all on YouTube, it worked, you know?
But you were doing these things well before TikTok, well before Vine. Maybe it was kind of Vine era, but again, Vine
way before. Yeah.
So, why videos? Like what? Because nobody in radio was doing it. Nobody in radio was like, let me go on YouTube. Or if they were doing it wrong. It looked shitty. Like I remember you telling me you were in Seattle. I think it was Seattle, right? And you were telling me that you had to pay. You paid an exorbitant amount of money for the instrumental in doing the poo.
$250.
It's still a lot of money for an instrumental.
Yeah. And it made zero. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you paid $250 to have the rights to this.
Any economists out there that can analyze that sort of win to loss ratio?
It wasn't good.
Economists, listeners.
Yeah.
Well,
but I wanted it to sound good. I didn't want it to sound shitty.
So why the videos? Like, we're in radio. Like, why? Like, you kind of saw the future.
Sure.
You really did, because you were making these videos in 2012, 2013. I think radio people were looking at you like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is fucking like Radio Peeps, which, by the way, is the DJ idea sharing of Facebook groups for radio at this point. I don't give a shit if they kick me out at this point. I don't fucking care. But like, people in Radio Peeps, I think, would like see your videos and be like, I think there were comments even like, what the fuck does this even mean? Like, I don't think they understood.
Yeah, I mean, the sentiment was, and there wasn't a lot of it, but it was like, you're a radio DJ. Why are you doing this?
Right.
It was kind of, and
most people on the radio.
Yeah, I was a radio DJ, still am. But for me, and I've said this many times before, and people don't like it, and I don't care. I'm not a radio DJ. I make content. I entertain people, and I happen to do that on the radio as well as 80 other places. So I don't get insulted. I don't care. But when people pigeonhole me, it makes me angry. And when I get angry, I make cool shit. Yeah. And that's why, because people told me I couldn't. You can't make a music video. You can't do a rap song. You're on a country station. You can't do a country song. You're not a singer. You can't do this. You can't do a thing with Lauren Elena. You can't do that thing with Justin Bieber. I'm like, watch me.
Don't believe me,
and to
just
this
watch.
day, that still drives me. Yeah, and I still like making stuff to prove people wrong because it's fun.
So fun.
And they're not doing it. Talk all the shit you want about my content until you do it too and do it better.
It's funny, man. There's this, there's this interview you did. I can't remember the girl's name. You were at Hot in Fort Wayne, and you did this interview with, she had just like this costume on. I don't know what the fuck her name was, but you guys were talking about ice cream or something. And
Neon Hitch.
Yeah, Neon Hitch. And so Chris Cruise is interviewing Neon Hitch, and she says something about spreading ice cream all over Chris Cruise, right? And it was Chris is like, kind of looks at her. The next shot is Chris Cruise with ice cream all over his body, and he's like,
"It's true."
And you said something like, I kind of like this. Or something. Like, it was just funny. Instead of just like watching this interview, it had things going on in the video that, again, I've interviewed artists as well. And my interviews weren't as creative as yours. Like, my interviews weren't. Like, I do think I do a great job interviewing people. I think that there are a handful of artists that when I got done, they were like, holy fuck. Like, you didn't ask me what was in my top 5 Spotify playlist. Like, you asked me genuine questions, and you did that as well. Mm-hmm. But then you took your video creativeness and added that into your interviews, and I think that's impressive.
Thanks. Because at the time, like, I wasn't the best interviewer. I wasn't the best radio DJ. I'm still not, but I was always good at coming up with really weird ideas and being courageous enough to pull them off.
Yeah.
And I think that's what drove me was, I don't know if this video is gonna, I don't want to say go viral, but if this video is going to get attention or if it's going to make a dent, if I just ask Lauren Elena about her new album. But if I play a game like Jimmy Fallon talking about pizza rolls and my corgi dog, that might. And that's where my brain always goes. And again, when people tell me I can't, it just makes me want to do it more because I'm not like, dude, there's no box. Think outside the box. I had stomped that box out a decade ago. There's never been a box for me. There never will be.
I think doing it differently, like for people in radio, is fearful. I think that, and I will say, like, radio interviews have gotten better. Like, there are now a handful of people that I'll watch do an interview and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I get it. She has an album out. We all know why she's there. He's there. Like, we get it. Like, but let's dive a little deeper into the artist than, hey, what are your top 5 songs that you got in your iPod? Like, I used to hear that all the time. I'm like, why are we asking these questions? Like, why? Who cares? Like, or try to find a way to make that fun again. Turn it into a game like you would do. You were at like, who was it? Reba McEntire?
Ooh,
I met her. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you interviewed her though? I thought I saw an interview.
Maybe
it was just a photo of her and you. And I don't know.
Yeah, and she was amazing, by the way. She's like a robot. She's just like, hey, y'all, how are you? So good to see you. And I'm like, you never met me, but man, she makes you feel like you're her best friend. Oh my God, she is such a professional. She's so good, great. Dude.
What? Okay.
Also that.
Since we're kind of on the stories of like interviews, like
Reba McEntire was in Little Rascals, the movie.
I've seen that.
Was she?
She was at the very end, and she gave Alfalfa a kiss on the cheek and in big red lipstick. And I have had a crush on her ever since. The woman could be a bag of bones laying in a casket. I don't care. I would still kiss her on the forehead and be like,
She is. I forgot about it.
That was almost cute. Almost, just for a second, you almost had me.
"Oh, I know, right? What could I have done better?
amazing.
What could I have done better?"
Favoritest person you've ever interviewed?
There's been a lot. Christian Bush from Sugarland.
Okay.
I've gotten to meet him a couple times. And it's not like a name drop or whatever. It's just an artist that I've done some shows with in the past. Because we just got to sit and talk. We did a funny thing on camera for like 5 minutes. I posted that on YouTube. And then we just like sat backstage and just talked. Not about radio, but like I'm a musician. I like playing guitar. So we talked about music and guitar and just his life. And it was just like talking with a friend for 2 hours who's way smarter than you. That you get to learn so much shit from. And he didn't care that I was some like no-name radio DJ in Seattle. No one knew who I was. And we've communicated on social media like once or twice, but just like a sweet man, genuine, nice, zero ego, just like talking to a guy, just a buddy who happens to be a superstar.
Person you hated to interview. That was a dick.
Ooh, spicy.
Okay, not a dick, but the way they scheduled the interview was weird. It was a little Bow Wow, and we got to do a phone interview with him. I was at Club 937 in Flint, a hip hop station, and Bow Wow, I think they had that song with Ciara at the time, I think. And it was Super Bowl weekend, and we were supposed to do a phoner with him. He used to call in stuff, and like he was with a bunch of people, and they were watching something on TV, and I'm like kind of trying to half ask him questions. So like, I don't know if it was his management team or my team, but it was just like a shitty interview because the situation was bad. And I kind of felt bad because I wanted to be cool because he was a good artist, you know, and had a cool song out. Is a good artist, I should say. And it just didn't really work out. So that's kind of a bad interview just for a bunch of reasons.
Damn.
Yeah.
So not Scott from Creed, okay? Just make
Dude,
sure.
Oh my God, I would die to interview Scott Stapp. I love him. I would, oh my God.
You're a big Creed fan, aren't you?
I love him. Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
So Chris, talking about Creed and the reason why I keep bringing Scott up, your videos again, and you can go to chriscruise.com to see this. This was the greatest thing that ever came from you, I think, ever. That
makes me very happy and sad at the same time.
I'm waiting for Shorty to say, Kevin, he wears the clip, and then I just don't have anything.
You could post in post. Well, no, I don't think you could because it's actually copywritten music. But Chris, so we're in this Facebook group chat with a bunch of people in radio that I want to leave their names kind of private just because I don't, whatever. But Chris posted in the group, he goes, "I've got something epic." And that's all he said. And we were like, what?
Well,
and literally
that sounds like me, yeah.
2 weeks later, like just 1st of December rolls around and he like shares this video and it's got Scott's face there and cut is a hole where the mouth is and there's Chris's mouth like moving and he's singing Christmas carols to us in the tune of Creed. And it goes down as one of the best things I've ever heard in my entire life. But you posted this on Twitter and Scott hated it at first, right?
I posted one where it was Scott Stapp doing a duet with Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots, who had recently passed away.
That's right.
And I wasn't doing it to be snarky. In hindsight, it totally came off snarky, and that's on me, and I'm going to own that. I shouldn't have done that. I just wanted to have fun with it, like kind of honor him. But I didn't do it in a classy way. And he saw it and got rightfully pissed off. And I told him, "Hey, dude, that's not what I meant. I apologize." And then one of our radio friends met him at a show and talked to him about me. And now we follow each other on Twitter, and we've been the best friends ever since.
But Scott from Creed hated you for about 6 months.
It wasn't 6 months. Scott Stapp from Creed did not appreciate my shitty art. That's correct.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, you can. It's nice to say that Scott hated you for 6 months. It gives you a little bit of clout. Scott
it's even better that there's a happy ending. That's the best part. He used to hate me, but now we're best friends.
Can we get Scott on the show? Can we? I want Brian Dunkleman from American Idol, and I want
Scott Stapp,
Scott from Creed, and then I want Chris and Kevin all on the show at the same time. I would like to make that happen.
I cannot wait to edit that. Listen, the most we can ever have is 2 guests because I've only got these 4 fingers and I need to press buttons. Like I can't put the space bar as one of them, Just FYI.
So if we had to split up the time, who would go first? Brian Dunkleman.
I could do this. I could do 8 people. You know, we could just do 8 fingers. I could do it.
8 people on a podcast. I can't imagine how that
can't do anything else even more than I can't do anything else when we edit video. Chris, you like to edit video.
I love it.
Yeah. Did you see? I just put a reel up about practice and how important it is.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Did I tag you in that? Because I feel like I wanted to, because we were talking a lot about it.
I saw it, so I saw it either way.
Okay. So it's literally just about how people think that we just like fall into these roles where we're amazing at them, and no, we fucking don't. We practice a lot. And I think watching the progression of like how much better the edits have gotten, how much better the shorts and reels and stuff that Shorty's putting together,
damn good.
They've gotten exponentially better. And it's just like you put something out, you go back, you see what you maybe didn't do super well, you improve on that, and then you just keep doing that process over and over and over again. What do you think was like the biggest hump to get over for you to get to that point where you enjoy doing stuff you don't like to do?
I don't do things I don't like to do.
Okay. Dude, you always have these like hot fucking 3-word answers for fucking everything, and I'm here for it, and I hate you for it secretly at the same time, but like you just got it, dude.
No, I don't. I haven't worked at a real job in 20 years. I don't do things I don't like to do. And it's not because like I'm hot shit. It's just like, dude, we only get one lap around. Like, I want to enjoy it. I don't do things I'm not good at. I don't like doing things I'm not good at, so I don't do them.
Right.
You know, we hired a tax guy. I'm not good at taxes.
Oh my God.
Don't want to do that shit.
Wasn't that the greatest?
For the company that my wife and I own, our DJ company, she does all the paperwork and all the other stuff because I'm not good at that. So I don't, and I don't feel bad about it. I don't apologize because no one's perfect at everything, and I'm good at some things, and I do the shit out of those things.
Yeah.
And why would I want to do things I don't like? I just don't.
You talked to you were at a conference for radio. What was the conference you were at?
Country radio seminar.
CRM, yeah. And there's
CRS,
there's this clip of you that keeps being circled around on social media, and
love it.
It's how you have had your last couple of jobs in radio. And we all know in radio, like if you want a job, the old school way was like you send an air check and they listen to the air check and then they liked how you sounded. And then
you mail them a cassette tape back like before we were coming up. You know, it's been all kinds of stuff.
I had a program director once tell me that he wanted to apply for a job in Nashville at a radio station, and he literally bought a pizza outfit, like a pizza delivery outfit. With a pizza box, and then he went to the radio station and said, "This is for program director so and so." The guy came out, opened up the pizza box, and the tape was there, like the cassette tape was there to listen to the. He got the job. He did. He got the job. He lasted like 6 months.
Because he found a way to stand out. Yep.
Yeah, well, he got fired.
But how pissed was the program director that there wasn't pizza in the box?
Here's the thing, though. Like in radio, like there's Papa John's pizza always around somewhere, so. You're like, all right, well, there's not pizza in this box, but it's probably in the break room. Like, there's always Papa John's pizza around. But you talk about how you haven't had to do that in like the last couple of jobs. Like you have not had to send an air check. I think your AMP FM gig in Detroit, you didn't have to send a tape, right?
No, I haven't. And I mean, I'll just facts is facts. I haven't applied for a radio job since 2006. And just like I said at the seminar, I said the same thing. It's not because I'm the best at what I do. It's I found a way to get noticed a bunch of times. And I continue to do those things.
Videos.
That's all.
Videos.
Yeah, videos, social media, just doing things other people aren't doing. Just something different, It's mostly video based, but even on the air, I was doing different stuff. Like when we were doing Can't Beat Julia, I will take this to the grave. No one's ever done it better than us. Yeah. There's about 20 other radio stations that do that same bit, and no one had the production that was live, da-da-da-da-da. Like, we did it the best ever, because I wanted to stand out. Yeah. I'm like, I either have to do this bit the best it's ever been done, or do something else.
Sure.
Right?
It's impressive, though. It's like 2006. Like, man, it's weird, because, like, again, like, even in my career, like, when I wanted to apply for a gig, like, I didn't know any better. Like, I wasn't doing video. I wasn't doing, like, the stuff you were doing, so I was applying for like air checks. And I will say, like, I think radio is starting to understand that. I think radio is actually starting to understand that, like, man, TikTok is important, Instagram is important, like these social media platforms where our listeners are, it is important. And I think that I'm glad that finally, like, our industry has people that are our industry. I got fired. I'm not in that industry anymore. The industry.
I'm out of water. Should have brought a jug.
The industry
I have 2 drinks just in case. Yeah.
The industry that I once worked in does now have people that are in those positions, and I also think that understand like, okay, like these are important roles. Having a guy like you on the air is important. Like you may not be the guy hitting the post in the song. Like who the fuck cares? Like it's what people like Lux are posting on social media. I've been following her social media for a while. I started following her when she posted the video or the social media post about these guys like just talking shit about her or about her body or her appearance or whatever, just low life losers just talking shit in her comments. And she literally like took that to like, I'm going to post more. Fuck you. And now she's like leaving radio, and you should see, Kevin, the amount of people that are sad that she's leaving, like the thousands of likes she's getting on like my last day is whatever. It's, day 5 of my last 10 shows or whatever. Like she literally is, she's literally found the way of like what to do with social media. I think you have. There are a lot of people now that have started to figure out. I think like finally doing this podcast, I found a way like, oh, like this is how I should be doing social media. And this is how, we're going to gain attraction in our industry, in the wedding community, in the radio community, that sort of thing.
For sure.
I don't know where I was going with that. I just literally went on a tangent, and there was somewhere where I wanted to turn.
A little bit.
Yeah, and then my ADD kicked in, and then I remembered I wasn't at radio anymore, and I got sad. And
I do think people in radio are figuring out the importance. I think everyone's about a decade late. But that
better
being
late
said,
than ever.
like,
Totally.
I mean, yeah, honestly, but like, all these people in radio that are jealous of Brew's success, who's on in Los Angeles and all over the country, and he's on The Circle on Netflix. Oh, you're going to hire someone from TikTok? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or YouTube. Or a street corner spinning a sign. Or the person that answered my phone call in customer service at AT&T.
Because
I don't
they were
care
like, yo, what's up?
if
It's
you're good on the
AT&T.
radio. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care about any of that shit. Are you compelling?
Entertaining.
Can you tell a story? Can you make people feel something? And everyone always dumbs that down to being funny. Doesn't mean you're funny. Ryan Seacrest isn't very funny.
Not at all.
But I could watch him
But he's
talk
genuine.
all day.
But he's genuine.
Right.
Bro. Yeah.
Right. So, for people like Brew, he found his lane. He found his thing. And I hope everyone does. But whenever I see someone poo-poo him or poo-poo, social media on content, I'm like, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Radio isn't the industry. Radio is a platform. Yeah. And I know it is its own industry, and television is, and everything. I understand that. Content is content. And television, Netflix, Hulu, TikTok, radio, Sirius XM, they're all platforms. Right. They're all platforms. Well, be on a lot of them, or be on one if you want, you know?
And that's sort of and you can totally just be on one. Yeah, it's fine.
100%.
That's one thing that you got to take away from this. But this is like the connection that we make to any of our DJ people, any of our other, is that we're entertainers through and through. So whether it's at weddings or if it's at younger kids parties, or if it's, as long as you are finding your lane and you're advertising that lane a little bit more, if you're not doing reels, or if you don't want to post on Instagram, that's fine, but just don't ask questions why someone else is getting more attention than you are.
Yes.
After that.
That's something I don't understand. And and it's not a radio thing. It happens in radio. It happens in content. Kevin, you're a content creator. You make content in front of people live most of the time, but also on Twitch and on podcasts. So you and I we're the same, right? So for DJs out there, it's the same thing. If anybody shits on Kevin or Nick Spinelli or Joe Bunn or DJ Rachel or Janai, because how stupid is it to say, you're a wedding DJ, why are you doing a YouTube show? Or you're a wedding DJ, why are you on Twitch? I'm going to say, hell yeah. Damn it, I didn't think of it first, but I'm going to copy that and try to do it better than you.
Yeah.
I don't get insulted. I get inspired. I get challenged and I get mad, and then I want to get even. You know what I mean?
Rachel
definitely gets on that. I think it's just small brain energy, man.
Yeah. Rachel definitely gets a lot of ag for that stuff,
and a lot of success too.
But she also is incredibly successful, and she just wrote this sweet. I forget even where I saw it. It might have been on her Instagram story. The little note to the girl. How somebody just listens to her mixtapes on something. It's like a little girl that, and Rachel even says, if you ever want to become a DJ, please just let me know. I'll do everything I can to help. If you don't want to become a DJ, just put everything you have into whatever you love and you will be successful. So imagine people share a little love like that. And there's no way Rachel doesn't have some demons that she could just let pour out because of all the shade that has been thrown her way. I'll admit, originally when she first stepped on the scene, when her and Nick were talking on stage at the expo in like 2019 or something like that, I was like, who the fuck is this? I could DJ them under the table, you know, but that's just where everybody's head goes. And then I'm like, oh my God, this girl is the hardest worker ever. And that's where I ate my words, you know? So Rachel, if you're watching this, if you're hearing this, I respect the hell out of you, especially because we're Connecticut fam. So, you know.
Rachel's not watching this because she is like doing content.
Right, she's working. She's
way too busy to watch this.
Like she's not watching.
Rachel, pay attention to me.
So you're talking about her post. I actually just pulled her post up on Facebook, and so I want to kind of read it just so everybody has an idea of what she posted. She said a mom came up to her at an event over the weekend and told her their 9-year-old daughter loves DJ Rachel. She said she listens to you all the time on Mixcloud and enjoys watching you on YouTube. She's a big fan of yours. I was left speechless and awkwardly finding what to say, which I think we're all DJs, like we get these compliments and we're like, I'm a sit down comedian. Like that's just kind of like where we go. It's like we don't know what to do because we're so awkward at.
I don't know what to do with my
compliments.
hands.
Yeah, literally word tracks for compliments.
The mom then asked for an autograph on a napkin to bring back to her. I asked her if she felt comfortable to share her address with me so I could send her daughter something special. So Rachel actually sent her some headphones and some like stickers and stuff to the girl. So like it's even like that where Rachel, man, is smart and going like, okay, like the autograph's kind of cool. Like and Chris can attest to this because I've had this happen too, where listeners are like, can I have your autograph? And we're not that word. Like we're not anywhere close to that.
Done that many times, yeah.
But it's a sweet gesture, and we understand like why people are doing it. But for Rachel to go above and beyond, and go, hey, here's like some headphones and stickers and stuff like that. I want to say, so I met Rachel in Mex in Las Vegas at the Mobile Entertainment Expo, and I feel bad because I saw her in the like little convention where they were showing off all the products and stuff, but she was recording her YouTube show like live, so I didn't want to bother her. We said hello quickly, and then she went off. She comes up to me after the party in the club, and I'm ripped. Like I'm like, yo, it's Vegas. Like, you know, I'm you know, I'm living life.
That is you in Vegas. I can attest to that. That's true.
Yeah, I kept saying I don't work in radio anymore, and I just kept taking shots. Like, that's just like where I was at. I was like, I'm going to get drunk. So I was intoxicated. Rachel comes up to me, is the sweetest woman on the face of the planet, says that, oh, I've listened to your podcast, so I know who you are. And I was like, that's so sweet. And puts her number in my phone with a pizza emoji next to it. And I was like, that's pretty cool. But branding. I felt bad because I was intoxicated. Like I was just like I literally walked out into the main lobby. The man looks at me and he goes, you do know that if we go out now till 5 a.m, you're going to hate yourself. And I went, Uber. And we literally like walked out front, got an Uber, went back to our hotel. But I just want to say I feel bad because I met Rachel. I've heard she's the sweetest woman on earth in our industry. And I was extremely wasted, extremely drunk. And
for anyone, you know, who's watching and wants to say the same thing, oh, why is she on YouTube? Who cares? She's just a DJ. We're not talking about you.
Right.
Who are we talking about? Not you.
Dude, she puts up some hella numbers on YouTube. Like fucking like
because she's good and she's herself and she doesn't try hard on camera.
Yeah.
I'm sure she works very hard at it, but she's just herself. And that's why she's not trying to be, I'm DJ Rachel. And I'm just her. She's great at her job.
She's definitely struggled, like anybody else, when they get in front of a camera for the first time, you know, struggles with that comfortability of doing it and kind of just like forgetting that it's even there.
That's why my camera's to the side. So I don't have to, I forget my camera's there because I just want you to see the side of my beautiful face right here.
There it is.
It's a good side of your face.
That's the profile.
You like that? Yeah. You like that?
The other side's actually green, which is why he doesn't show it. Like the entire side of his face is just green.
It's all green. It's like a Marvel movie that I've never seen.
Yeah, you're She-Hulk.
You're He-Hulk, yeah.
Kurt. Oh, go ahead.
We could get into a whole thing. I'm not gonna open that door.
No, get into it.
No, bro. Why is it She-Hulk and He-Hulk is just Hulk?
Is that? Oh, it's Hulk. Is that the movie I'm thinking of?
Because She-Hulk was created like in the 50s or 60s or 70s.
Yeah, exactly.
Same reason it's X-Men.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait. So I take that back. She did not put a pizza emoji next to her name.
She just
her
wrote the
name
word
in my
pizza.
phone is DJ Rachel Pizza Princess. That's
fucking funny, dude.
epic.
Which is even better.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Rachel, by the way, if you listen to this and we ever go back to Vegas, there's a spot in Vegas called Chris, you and I ate there.
That breakfast spot?
Evil Knievel's Pizza.
Oh, yo, that place smacks. It's so good.
We went there. Didn't we go there like twice? In a row?
The first time, honestly, we had too much to drink, and the first time I don't remember it. And we went back, I go, this place is awesome. We were here literally last night. I'm like, oh, this place is awesome.
Dude, my aunt who's been to Vegas a couple times. My aunt who's been to Vegas a couple times. Who's been
And
to
that like
Vegas?
never happens to me, but it's Vegas, man.
She literally, so I didn't know this, but apparently I took an Instagram like video of us like in Evil Knievel's pizza joint or whatever. And I have like pizza hanging off my face, and Chris is in the video, and I'm like kissing Arlie on the cheek, and my aunt was like, "Good night last night in Vegas, huh?" And I was a little, I'm gonna delete this.
Do you still have that video?
It's probably somewhere on Instagram. I'll find if I find it, you can put it in post.
Find it, please.
Yeah, you can put it in post. I'll send it to you 5 minutes before the.
Bro, I'm editing the hell out of these things now. If somebody says Photoshop something, then I end up doing it. You know,
You put
Tony Pree's face on a sperm and it swam across the screen, dude.
Grow up, guys. Come on.
I was so proud of that
family
one,
show.
man. No.
If you guys aren't watching this video, listen. Go listen to the show. It's fine. Go back and watch the show. Run into parked cars. Do it.
Run into parked cars, dude. I've been running. Nate Nelson was saying how when he does his running outside, he would try and watch us on video, and
On Spotify.
On Spotify.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I actually tried it yesterday on my run. It does not.
Is it
work.
hard?
It does not work, dude. I don't know how he does it. There's so much up. I mean, I'm not an excellent runner. I know you're not supposed to go up and down a lot. You know, I'm more worried about keeping my shoulders, like my T structure straight when I run versus not bouncing up and. But it's impossible, dude. It's impossible.
Here's the
Ride
thing.
a bike and put it on your little bike basket.
I don't have a
Oh, that'd be
bike.
great. Yeah, running into fucking traffic.
Oh,
Like,
great. Then I'm just going 32 miles an hour running on a bicycle.
Yeah, because running and doing it is a way better idea.
I'm
Here's
just
the
not
thing.
going to do it. I'm just not
If
gonna
you're
do it.
listening to the show,
Smart.
If there's something on the screen you need to see, I promise we will say it's on the screen.
Yeah.
Then you can safely listen to it instead of or watch
As
it.
far
instead of
as
looking at parked cars.
I'm going to show you guys something that is going to be on the screen, and you guys should definitely check it out. So this thing, right? I'm pretty big on like the headband game, you know. So this is Teddy got me this. It's a runner's headband thing, and it's got headphones built into it,
Oh, I have
so
one.
it keeps. Bro, these things are incredible. I mean, you can
don't have
sleep.
that
one.
You can sleep in them too. I guess that's the thing. You know, like you can use them for that, and some people said that they use them as like blindfolds while they're sleeping as well.
Like a sleep mask, yeah.
Yeah,
I used to use those when I did morning shows, man.
Dude, this thing is great. It's great. It's because I wear headbands all the time because my hair goes all floppy.
And it's brought to you by gamer-fuel.com.
Brought to you by gamer-fuel.com.
Brought to you by GamerLineFuel.com.
Gamer Line Fuel.
Gamer line. No, gamer, the sideways line thingy that you use, it's the shift.
What the hell is that?
Is it a shift?
It's just a hyphen.
No, it's just the one
It's a
after the. It's just
hyphen.
after the zero. It's after
Yeah, it's
the
called a
zero on the keyboard.
hyphen.
Yeah.
Kevin,
That's right. I
our
said that the
listeners
first
are
time.
not that dumb. They know where the hyphen line
I'm just kind of
is.
taking this joke as far as it can go.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to. Oh my God! Here we are.
Chris, obviously you're the guest on the show, but we do we give our guests the opportunity to ask us anything. Do you have anything you'd like to tell us about the show? Do you hate the show? You know, is there anything on your mind before we get to what the wish is that dad jokes? And I do have weird news of the day.
Things I don't like about your show?
And sure.
I like your show. What do you mean?
When's the last
Here's
time you
how I present the question to like wedding couples when I'm talking to them. Like at the end of the
Okay.
meeting, I'll be like, "Hey, so is there anything that you've seen at weddings in the past that you hated that you want to make sure desperately do not happen at your wedding, or is there anything at a wedding that you've seen that you've loved that you're like, hey, maybe we could try a spin-off on that?" So like in regards to our podcast, is there anything that we could probably like amp up a little bit? Anything we could tone back? Anything like in regards to that? You know, this is us opening it up to like you as a coach almost.
Yeah, we want Brian
I have
Dunkleman
one
on the
thing.
show.
Yeah.
one thing, and it's very particular and it's very splitting hairs, but it drives me nuts.
Okay.
And it's going to save you guys a lot of time and a lot of editing, frankly.
Okay.
Stop saying, what I was going to say was.
Well, what I was going to say was that.
Stop saying
want
that.
Brian Dunkleman on the show.
Because if someone cuts someone off, just continue. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Okay. What I was going to say was, and this is not you guys, this is every person that's ever talked into a microphone in their entire career, and I still do it to this day. I just happen to see you guys do it like 3 or 4 times. Like I go, oh, I do that. Oh, shit, I do that, don't I? So I kind of caught myself through your guys' content doing that, you know?
Yeah, the one thing I've tried to get better at, Chris, is doing that, like saying your name. So like we have a couple people on the podcast. So, like when Tony, when Tony and Nate were on the show, I would say, and this happens on like your talk shows, like if you're watching like Don Lemon on CNN or Fox News or like The View, like the show that have multiple people, you'll notice they'll say, hey Don, what happened? Because they're going to talk specifically to that person, and that person talks, and then they're told like, okay, if you're going to redirect the conversation, hey Chris, so with that, blah 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 blah. So try to get into a little better of a habit of saying, like I said it a few times today on the show, like, hey Kevin, or like Kevin, Chris says blah blah blah, knowing that you're going to have to respond. But what I was going to say, I'm just kidding.
Dude, that came off very organically, and I thought you were actually doing it.
You meant to, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
I stand for pretty much most of the day, but what I've been told that if I sit down,
you're funny.
That I could be a stand-up comedian or the sit-down comedian.
Guys,
by the way,
I bought the Barack Obama incense. By the way, I had to. Did I tell you this? And I've been smelling it all day. It's great. It's actually really good. It's really good.
It was on our What the Wish Is That product, Chris. You can buy Barack Obama incense. By the way, I will say that is a celebrity that I got to talk to. Is Barack Obama. He called into our. We had an Urban AC in the building, and he called into like it was like a Saturday too. So like the weekend jocks were there. Worst time to call in and have somebody interview you was like with the weekend guys who don't know what they're doing. But I went and sat down with the person on the air, and like I put headphones on, and you just hear like the producer, like, or whoever like is doing the interviews, like, how they Chris, how they go from phone call to phone call, and you hear the guy go like, you're 2 calls ahead, 1 call ahead, and then all of a sudden like they'll count you down, and you just hear him go, "This is Barack Obama, and it's great speaking with you today." And I was like, holy shit, Barack Obama's in my headphones right now. And again, I don't want to get into the whole politics thing, but I didn't support.
Well, you met Donald Trump as well, so you've met a couple presidents.
So kind of, touch them all.
So like, but I will say, like, again, no matter who the president is, I do respect and hearing Barack Obama's voice in my headphones and like the way his voice is. Listen, I didn't like a lot of his politics. What I will say is that man could read me a bedtime story. Like, I mean, literally just sit next to me and be like, and the lamb jumped over the fence. Like, I'm doing a horrible impression of Barack.
It's actually not that bad. It's not.
I don't think it's that bad.
Give me a sentence to say in Barack Obama. Like,
your sentence structure is very like, you obviously aren't going to sound like him because he sounds so iconic. But yeah, like the way that you are kind of saying things, it seems like it would be the way that he would do them.
He just has this soothing voice. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I can't ever knock his voice. Every time he would speak, and he like the what is it? The State of the Union. No,
address.
Yeah, State of the Union address. Like, I would tune in, and I would tune in because it's like, he just spoke so properly. But then like our next president was just kind of like he would start okay. He would he'd be like, here's the topic we're going to talk about. And then all of a sudden, like, birds in the sky, like he would just kind of like float off into outer space. But yeah, Barack Obama sitting in my head, like just listening in my headphones. And again, Chris, those interviews like that last 3 minutes and they're out and on to the next one. So,
yeah, if that, and half if it's talking to the manager about what not to talk about.
Right. And so like whoever was on the air was asking questions. And then she did say something like, oh, by the way, this Shorty from down the hall is here. And he was like, Shorty, it's great to speak to you. And then that was it. And then it was like the next call. I was like, Barack Obama said my name.
And now you finally made it. So you got the Barack bump, and look at you now.
I didn't get to record it, though. I don't think she maybe she did. I don't know.
Then you're lying, probably.
Yeah, liar.
Well, so when I met Donald Trump,
it's all lies now.
Okay, thanks. If you we're gonna put it in post. But when I met Donald Trump, everybody thought it was a cardboard what is it?
It looks like a cardboard stand-up.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, that's fake. Like it's not real." And we were like, "No. I have video of like his car flying into the parking lot with like 17 other cars blocking traffic so he could get in."
Was he running for president at the time?
So he was the nominee. Yeah. So it was.
Oh, I can't believe what the security must have been like. It must have been out of this world.
Yeah. So he so his security detail came 2 days prior to scope the building.
Holy crap!
He showed up on a Monday. It was pouring down snow, and so he still showed up. He did the interview with we had a conservative talk in the building, so he did the interview with the afternoon guy, who actually I've heard they're still friends. Like they actually still text each other, which is wild. But
imagine texting Donald Trump.
Can you imagine, like, yo, Donald, like, what'd you eat today?
So weird.
Not now.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I had a
He's got other things to worry
beautiful
about.
cheesecake. It was delicious. Is that no?
The Obama's better.
Yeah,
Obama's
that wasn't
better?
bad either, though. I feel like
Well,
if you
sure?
gave him another couple words, he would have gotten it. Like,
It's the best cheesecake in the world.
No,
The
now you
greatest
sound
cheesecake
like-
ever.
Nah.
It had cheese
Wait.
in the cake.
hey, there you go. See, you're getting there now.
I
Yeah,
got to practice it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so security was like insane. So they had somebody come in, like they had a whole security detail come in like a few days prior, scope the building, do what they needed to do, and then day of when he shows up, our studios overlook the way he had to come in. So like we're all in my studio, and they literally like there's like a road like that run. Like you're doing 55 miles an hour on this road. All of a sudden, all these black SUVs show up. These cars are like don't even know what's going on. They block traffic. These cars are sliding off into the ditch so they don't slam into these cars. President Donald Trump's like car goes flying up over curbs, like lands like next to the door, slams on the brakes. They open the door, and literally it was like they pulled so close to the door where the sidewalk is. He got out, he took one step on the sidewalk, and then he was inside. So they made sure that he didn't have enough, like he wasn't going to walk more than 1 foot on, the sidewalk. But he did the interview. We were in our studios, you could hear, like we had overhead speakers, you could hear the stations. So they put the interview on the overhead, and he did the interview, and then we just thought like he's just gonna leave. Like he, like most of the times like that, like we would have like politicians in, and they would do the interview and they would just bounce. They wouldn't stick around. And he told the host, hey, look, if there's anybody in the building that wants to get a photo, and he said this, whether they support me or not, I'm happy to take photos and answer questions.
Because he's stumping, dude. Yeah, that was a smart move.
So so literally like we all walked down, and I remember my general manager wanted to get an autograph of the News Talk logo with Donald Trump's signature on it. And he's passing this pin up to us to get the signature, and Secret Service stops us and goes, he has his own pin, thank you. And like hands it back to like the general manager.
I believe that.
I believe that, dude.
Which it's a security risk.
You guys seen that James Bond movie? They put a bomb in a pen.
I don't
No, he doesn't see movies.
Haven't.
GoldenEye, it's like the...
Oh, I played the video game.
They
probably his
reference
odd
it.
job.
They reference it in the... No, it was Bruno.
So so he
We
took
don't talk
photos,
about Bruno.
but again, if you look at the photo, it looks like a cardboard cutout, like that you would see in a Kroger. Like it doesn't look real. So that's my Donald Trump. I don't know how we got on the topic of that.
Well, anyway, next week our guests will be Obama and Mr. Trump. Yeah, both
And Scott Stapp and Brian Dunkelman from
and,
American
and,
Idol.
all of them. And Shorty, you're gonna need to work. Shorty, you're gonna need to work on a Ryan Seacrest impression too, because
Bro,
he's
can
gonna be
you-
here.
Can you imagine if we had Scott from Creed, Donald Trump, Obama, and Brian Dunkelman?
What would we talk about?
No. You wouldn't get a word in. You wouldn't need to talk about
I guarantee
anything.
we wouldn't be able to say a single word.
No.
you know?
No.
Yeah, no.
You just sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh
That would be-
God, that would be great.
That'd be the greatest podcast ever. Brian Dunkelman, Scott from Creed, Chris Cruise would have to be back on, obviously.
We need you.
Donald
I'm very
Trump.
busy. Sorry, can't make it.
Donald Trump
busy.
and Obama.
You're busy then.
Very busy.
Yeah, super busy. Yeah.
Chris. So other than what I was gonna say, what I'm saying like that is like other than that critique, anything else you have for us?
No, you guys are doing a good job. I will say this. I do have to give you a lot of credit. I do respect how hard the two of you have been working on this. Kevin and I know each other pretty well. Shorty and I know each other very well. We've been good friends for about a decade. And there's been a lot of people.
We didn't meet until Vegas.
Yeah, literally, you guys didn't meet until
you remember
2022.
Anything from that's great. You remember more than I do.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of people that have tried this and given up, or didn't really try in the first place. They just took their other, maybe it's a radio show or something else, and just repurposed it into this, and it didn't work, and they gave up. So I give the two of you a lot of props for sticking with this. I can tell you care about it. The socials look just top shit. They look awesome.
Thanks, man.
So I would tell you guys, I tell this to Shorty when we text every day is, dude, keep your foot on the gas. Keep your foot on the gas. If you do 10 more episodes and they get less views and listens than the last 10, just keep your foot on the gas. That's how you win. Just keep your foot on the gas.
Well, I think that, with podcasting and stuff, and what I really kind of figured out and what Kevin and I figured out is like, we just kind of are learning as we go along. Like Kevin was like, yo, I've got a new way of editing. And so he edited the video a whole different way.
Oh, it's so
and then
much better.
when he did it, I was like, oh, wait, like now that he's editing it this way, I can do this with the social media stuff. So like now the 16:9, TikTok format, now I can do that because of the way he edits. Like it's definitely like, and Kevin and I are on text all the time as well. Like, hey man, like, do you think this would work? Would this work? Does this suck? Like I want to give you credit, Kevin, because like you're doing like these reels with the sound effects and TikTok and Instagram, and I'm not doing all that. But Kevin has posted 6 podcast related to Instagram reels, and they have 15,000 views within
Crazy.
all
Not
6
bad.
of them.
Yeah.
So it's
Good
like,
job.
and again, we've talked about, like, we don't care about, like, if it gets 100 views or 5,000 views or whatever, but I will say the podcast has grown pretty rapidly in the sense of, like, when we started really ramping up social media, not just posting a Canva-made photo and that's it. Like, we're posting these videos every day.
It's impressive. It's good.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. And again, I know it takes time, but I'm having fun with it.
I'm having so much fun with it. You know
what
it
else
eats
I
up
have fun
time and it
with?
makes you feel productive. And we're gonna say it here on the show because I don't think we've officially said it. We have reached out to the DJ Expo to be like the official, unofficial lobby hosts of it.
Podcast something.
And
I want,
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be in the lobby or somewhere with Drew and Fuse. I want to do so we've explained this a few times, Chris, where we want to do kind of like this
like NFL game day, like you picture the 4 guys in really nice suits. College game day, sorry. Yeah. And like just people in the background like jumping in, like we could have certain people come jump up and join us and talk for like 5 minutes or whatever, but really just like as people are live walking by into the expo, we want to be right there, just like running
doing the show.
Just doing the show for a couple hours, just sitting there bullshitting. We can bounce back and forth. I could tap out and have somebody take my seat while I go and run and pee or whatever, or go grab everybody some drinks. Like we just want it to be like an extra level of interactive fun.
And for anybody who's going to tell you that it's not going to work, tell them, except for every single sport ever and esport and every live event of all time. But you're right, it won't work here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Just do it.
You're right.
It doesn't need an explanation.
Do it for free,
just do
but
it.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Just do it.
And to DJ Expo, look, I'm not trying to gas this up here, but we're gaining some steam here on our YouTube and on our listens on podcasts. And Kevin has his first endorsement with Hyperline Gamer.
Gamer-fuel. Gamer fuel.
I didn't want to mess it up. Yeah. Hashtag ad.
Okay, so yeah, you just
Well, you didn't not mess it up.
didn't
so
want to mess it up.
I didn't,
Butchered it.
but I did.
Look, I'm not trying to be rude, but
Yeah, but then somebody's going to be rude. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but I'm about to tell you how to live your life.
I don't want to ruin Kevin's financial situation, but
Yeah.
I also want to say, DJ Expo, that if we did get to do the show from DJ Expo in Atlantic City and New Jersey in August, we would also do our favorite segment that Kevin came up with, which is What the Wish Is That? We need music for the What the Wish Is That.
We do. We'll find some. Shorty, you find some and then never send it to me, okay?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So, Chris, this is technically kind of a game, but every single example is a little bit different, right?
Okay.
In how we play it. So let me pull up the first one. and I'm going to center it over my
Kevin,
face.
by the way.
Yeah, you can widescreen me. I try to make it so that you can see me in like the 16:9 panels that eventually these things will be. So this is
what are we looking at?
Exactly. That's what this is. What are we looking at? And also, where do you think this is being? So this is. So there's other there's other companies that are using Wish's ideas, which is literal clickbait. So this is not from Wish.
I thought Kevin was going to say, where does this go?
Where does this go? That's a very good. You know what? That's a valid question. Where does this go?
So I think I actually know what this is. Okay. Everyone's looking. I know it looks like a butt plug. I know that.
Naturally.
And I get why they would feature it for, to go viral. Sure. I actually think it's a crafting thing, and it looks like the base of someone crafting like an artificial Christmas tree.
Ooh, that's a
And they would put the little
guess.
like leaves in one by one, the branches in one by one, and the base is where you put the presents and stuff. Like it's a little craft. Is that what it is?
Shorty, you want to give a guess too?
It looks like a butt plug. I can't get over
Okay, Shorty's guess is the butt plug. Okay, so first off, discover new
Amazon's
electronics and accessories from Amazon.
So it's a light up Christmas tree kit. Okay, I get it. That makes more sense. Okay.
It's an Apple Pencil tip. What?
Oh, it's tiny. They made it look like it's 3 feet
know,
tall.
right? Pretty good though, right?
Well,
like
and it says
Amazon
discover-
stepping their game up a little bit.
It says
you know?
discover new electronics, and I was like, well, this is definitely a butt plug then. It vibrates.
And that's so you see my strategic hiding of certain parts that don't give away anything. But yeah, I know, like Amazon
I hate
sponsoring
this.
ads with butt plugs, but then it ends up being an Apple Pencil tip. And that's really, I guess that could technically kind of be on Apple for, making their pencil tips shaped like butt plugs.
I hate when brands do that, when they purposely try to get you to click one thing. And I know clickbait's been around forever, but like now it's getting bad.
Yeah.
And they're like, check this thing out. And you click on that, like it's the opposite of what you wanted. And they're like, oh, but we got to click, so now we can charge more for banner ads.
Exactly.
So what you're saying
That's
is
all
that
they're
the
looking for.
title of this podcast should be Brian Dunkleman on the show, and then Chris Cruise shows up.
It should be the DJ Hi Kevin podcast with RadioShorty, but I'm not, it's neither here nor there.
I kind of agree because DJ comes first.
Oh, alphabetically, you mean?
Yeah. So
Even
like,
Hi
Chris, wasn't your
or
show?
Kevin came first. Yeah.
Wasn't your
Is
show?
that how
Julia
everybody
and
does
Chris?
that stuff? Like that's how you do that stuff? You try. I always try to go alphabetically, but
It is normally.
I always do which
alphabetically.
one sounded better, which like phonetically is easier to say and catchier to say is what I would always choose.
Like Chris and Julia sounds easier.
It was Cruz and Julia. Yeah. I wanted to call it Julia and Cruz, and everyone agreed that it sounded better the other way around. I'm like, I want her name first. I don't want to be the star. I just want to be there. I don't want it to be about me. I finally figured out that's how you succeed in life, is don't be a pompous dick.
Sure.
And I wanted to make it all about her, and we did, but the name just kind of stuck.
yeah, that's honestly my angle with wanting it to be Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin. So
Or maybe no longer on the Radio Shorty podcast with
Shorty
DJ,
with-
still a DJ Hi Kevin.
Shorty with Hi.
You could call it the Hi Shorty podcast.
All right, next one.
Dude, I mean, honestly, that's not bad.
The High Shorty podcast sounds good. Okay, all right, here we go. We've got so describing this to the audience that can't watch right now. This looks like handcuffs with like leather on them, but like chains that you would like. It's like chains though. It's not actual
They're like leather handcuffs with a chain link in the middle.
Yeah. What I think is a fun addition to the photo. So I've actually screen captured all of these myself.
Yeah,
Which is fun because you can see the second panel. It's like a tree.
yeah.
Like some sort of like artificial tree. So I kind of left some additional clues in it with there. Because now if you think about it, pretty much if we think about the last one, it was talking about electronics, right? So you had like the Apple Pencil tip, and then there was something else next to it that was in that same category, right? So somehow
So the tree is a clue?
the tree is in the same category as these.
Okay, so they're not.
Leather-
They look like old timey prison shackles
Right?
from like, oh brother, where art thou?
Yeah, like for your
What is
ankles or
that?
something, so you could continue to walk on your way to jail, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
are they like to make sure that the trees grow a certain way? They tie them up like a
Ooh, okay, so here we'll give you
words.
we'll give you the first hint.
breeze through checkout in a flash with Apple
from
Pay-
Chewy?
From Chewy. So this is
Are they pet handcuffs?
a pet thing.
What? Are they pet dog?
I don't know.
It
I didn't
says
click the
this
link.
one.
I know what it is.
For the
It's
pets.
2 dog collars to walk 2 dogs at the same
I think
time.
that's exactly what it is. There it is,
go.
baby.
No.
But where did you go? Kinky. Instantly. You thought Oh, you're double dabbing over there. Jesus.
Yeah, I brought it
Look
back.
out. Watch out. Here he comes. So yeah, like you're literally, and I'm going to get rid of this so you can kind of still see my face. Yeah, literally, man. Chewy.
Clickbait, dude.
Chewy clickbaiting you to think that these are like kinky handcuffs, but it's to walk two dogs at the same time, and I didn't even know that.
Then I have a question. Then what is the bush?
I think it's an artificial tree so that a dog will pee on it inside.
Ew.
Well, chained to another dog.
I would break up with a woman if she did that.
I don't know, man. Or it might be, maybe it's like a plant that cats, like an artificial plant that cats can actually eat instead of just throwing up everywhere.
Okay. I like Shorty. I would break up with a woman. I mean, theoretically, I would. But, you know, I can't prove that right now, but I totally would.
Wow.
Would break up with her.
Wow. Fucking. Hang on, where is it? Shots fired.
Is that a real gun?
No, this is the coolest looking, worst performing dart gun in the world.
It's a butt plug from Wish.
It looks like a little Glock.
It's literally got the Glock logo on it. Where is it?
That sounds safe.
Yeah. There. Oh, you can see kind of the like refraction of it here. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave the house with that.
No, it's not even orange tipped, but dude, it does have this. Oh, hang on, it got stuck. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's trash.
Great.
I'm just gonna leave it alone for now.
What the Wish product number 3, everybody. Ooh, okay. All right, so describing it to the audience, this looks like mannequin legs that are sideways.
With
they're laying down.
Like socks or slippers on the end, it looks
4
like?
stars.
Like white.
4 stars.
As 4 stars. This is from Amazon, I feel like.
This is from Amazon. You
okay.
bet. So this is actually me finding this one, and so I left like my name or my thing up there so that you could see Instagram, LTE. You can see my photo there. Yeah, this was on Instagram. Is it
toe warmers? Because it looks like they're trying to feature the things at the end of the legs, and they look like little like ballerina slippers or something.
Sure. Is it? Okay. I don't know, man.
Because
it just looks like mannequin legs.
Is it just nylons or something?
I don't know, but apparently it's an everyday essential.
Bro, you can't do this. How in the world, bro? Can you imagine if I was a wedding DJ? I am, and I just was like posting like vague titles like this. Maybe that's the way to make business.
Because they sell it. They say we got so many more clicks by doing it this way. We don't care about anything other than that. And that's all they care. I mean, that's a lot of brands. I wouldn't just shit on Amazon. Whoever else is doing it.
And that's sort of why like Chewy's doing it. You know, fucking. What was the other one I showed?
I mean, some of them are fake though. Some of them are
Amazon
even like the real
and Wish.
brand.
This is what the Wish is at, and I just showed 2 Amazon links. You know, and I think that's because Wish has just caught on to us and they stopped advertising like that. And
well,
Amazon
I don't
just
think
wanted to
the
get
good people at
featured.
Amazon are thinking, gosh, I hope you don't confuse or offend anybody. I don't really think that's one of their priorities right now. So,
did you guys see that Netflix said if any of their employees are upset or like
they can leave.
They can leave.
Yeah. Get out. Get the fuck out.
If you don't like the content we're putting out, you can leave.
Yeah, you don't like our content, you can leave.
Huh? I did not see that.
Yeah, I got that like Apple News article as I was at my wedding on Saturday.
Oh, look, they should leave. You know, you don't like. Look, here's the thing.
I think it's cool that we can say that. You know, that brands can say that.
They should post content for everybody, everybody, for straight people, for gay people, for transgender, like for everybody. Like whatever you want to post on Netflix, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. Here's the thing, and now you're gonna get me going. Here's the thing. Like if you don't like something, skip to the next thing. Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
If you like my old music, go listen to my old albums. Jay-Z, baby.
Like, on to the next one.
If you don't like Doing the Poo by ChrisCruise.com, don't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't.
But actually go watch it because it's pretty fucking good.
Karen, go watch it.
Yeah. Fucking Karen. That's what ruined this world.
You can think about Chris Cruise instead of your husband later tonight, you know?
That's what ruined this world. Just Karens.
Or wife.
Fucking Karens.
Or wife. There you go. Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Kevin.
Bride's people, groom's people, right?
On the home edit now, they call their handyman, they call them handy people, which I kind of love. So all the guys like and girls building like the closet shelves and stuff, they call them handy people, and it's hilarious. It's so funny. I think it's kind of cute.
I can picture hiring a handy person.
It's great. I love it.
Seeing who shows up to my door, they're just like, yeah, I'm the best handy person you've ever met. Let's go.
Is that a hammer in your hand?
Not where my mind went, but yes, they are called handy people.
I'm hammering.
Kevin, you know from the music, it's our favorite time. We all dance to it like the wacky, waving, inflatable arm tube man.
Arm
Did I get that
flailing
correct?
too, man. You were so close, bro. I'm so proud of you.
So close. This is
So
called
proud.
Dad Joke. Dad Jokes. Kevin, here's what happens, or Chris, here's what happens. Kevin will read some dad jokes, and we will rate them, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Kevin, dad joke number 1, my friend, what is it?
Oh, okay. So we're gonna start off. I had one on the edge there that I wanted to say last week. Why is it dangerous to fuck a lemon raw?
Why is it dangerous, Chris, to fuck a lemon raw?
I'm failing to see how this is a dad joke.
This is more of an uncle joke. You're right.
So was last week, but Tony didn't get it.
Kevin, I don't know.
Okay. Well, Shorty, any guesses? Any guesses? I know. I'm letting you go.
Okay.
I do leave you out sometimes. I'm sorry.
Because the juice is sour? I don't know. What?
Wow, that's a great joke, Shorty. Why is it dangerous to fuck a lemon raw? Because the juice is sour. No, why is it dangerous to fuck a lemon raw? You could get lemonades.
That's good. Chris is not amused.
Chris is leaving.
No, don't do that because the
No,
editing
that's
is
fine.
gonna,
That's fine.
please
It
don't do
works.
that.
It works. It's fine. He just turned his camera off.
Okay. Chris, we now rate these dad jokes from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Your rating.
I have no comment.
I just want you to, no matter what anyone votes, if they vote bad, that means it was good. If they vote good, that means it was good. If they don't vote, that means it was great. So
Sure.
thank you, Chris.
Kevin, redemption for dad joke number 2 to Chris Cruise.
You didn't vote.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I was kind of afraid to go with Chris and do the no comment.
Oh, so you're no commenting as well as what you're
Actually, I'll rate it. It was a 4.5.
Okay, thanks. All right.
That's being generous.
That's fairly generous. All right.
Dad joke number 2, Kevin.
All right. Hey guys.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Get it? See what it did? Hi,
I like the
Kevin.
things you do.
Hi, everybody. Here's Kevin. Wow.
Look at that. Here I am.
Oh,
Gonna
my
tell you a
gosh.
dad joke. Probably gonna piss you off a little bit.
It's Barack Obama.
Hey, guys.
Dad joke?
Christ.
No.
Hey guys, if a blind lady ever tells you that you have a big dick, she's probably pulling your leg.
I didn't see that coming. I'm going to give you a 7.
Yeah.
That's not where I expected to go with that journey.
I agree. I'm going to give you an 8.9.
Okay.
8 point, no.
We slaying today.
All right, third dad joke. Third and final. Is it the third and final? Third and final dad joke?
This will be the third
Final
and final
round.
DJ Hi
round.
Kevin on
All
the
right,
Hi
so-
Shorty podcast.
Do you guys want a long one?
No.
Not a super long one. Just
Dude,
like a
Chris
longer.
is so Chris
not
is
just
so over
like
this podcast
punchline.
now.
Yeah, he hates you.
No, not at all.
He's done. He's like, I just want to get out of here.
I'm just scared there's going to be more jokes like the first one, and it's going to besmirch my good name.
Wait, it's not you telling the joke. Here's the thing. Chris, here's the thing. A couple weeks ago, Alex Nepo told a story about how he met a girl with fake boobs. They went in an elevator. There was a black man in the elevator, and the girl said the N-word. The girl said the N-word. The girl. So Alex Nepo should not be canceled for that. It's the girl that said it. No, don't get me wrong. Like, Alex Nepo still took her upstairs, went to the hotel room. Things still happened, but she said it. Okay, so Kevin is saying the joke.
Kevin, what's your last dad
so
joke?
So uncomfortable. And for that,
Was
we're
I
gonna
not
double
supposed to?
down
Was
on
I
the
not supposed to go
uncomfortability.
there?
Let's have illegal aliens hunt down sex offenders for a chance at citizenship. We'll call it Aliens versus Predators.
Chris is so uncomfortable.
I'm here to make him uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit. Because I've got like 10 I could have chosen from, and I was like, which ones are gonna kind of tweak the guy wearing the feminist shirt?
I like this shirt.
I love it. I do like it. It was the first thing I noticed when I hopped on.
Real story for 15 seconds. I almost got in a fight with a guy in my neighbor's garage. Because they go, what's up with your shirt? And if you're not watching, it says feminist on it. I'm a feminist. I'm a supporter. And this gentleman thought that it meant like the opposite of what feminism is. He's like, what, you don't respect women, don't like women? I'm like, bro, I'm married, and like, what?
What?
And I'd explain to him, like,
Also,
no,
what?
dude, like, my wife's my partner. And I don't get preachy about it. You can believe whatever you want. I don't give a shit. But, like, that's my equal. That's my partner. 50-50 the end. That's what I believe. That's as far as it goes.
First
But he was
off,
all, like,
Janine's
pissed
the
off. And I'm like,
shit.
sir, I don't think you know what feminist means. And, it was a very uncomfortable couple of minutes in my neighbor's garage. But we squashed it and had a couple seltzers, and it was all good.
I like the probably the most shocking part was in your neighbor's garage. Like, that was the part for me that really got me.
Yo,
Like,
you come up to Waterford,
dude.
Michigan, man. We party in garages and driveways,
Dude,
man. That's how we
wish.
get down.
Yeah, Teddy and I were hanging out in our garage last night. Oh,
We
by
go
the way,
hard in the garage, man.
Your wife did reach out to my fiance and ask what shoes Teddy wears at weddings because she said that her feet have started to hurt a little bit, which means you guys are gigging, which is great. You
Yeah,
know?
man. Those Crocs tennis shoes, man. That's where it's at.
Did you
If you're
see
a wedding
I re-
DJ
did you
or
see
a
I
live
re-
event DJ?
I
Crocs
replaced
tennis shoes.
My Jordans with Crocs for the day.
Are we serious right now? You guys are the worst.
Did you
This is
see
the
Aiden
worst
Scott talk
podcast.
shit on Crocs on the Drew and Fuse show?
Oh, I want Aiden Scott on the show now. Thank fucking God. Dude, Crocs are the dumbest. I've said it. Crocs are the dumbest fucking thing that's ever.
So Fuse went to bat to defend Crocs, and it all depends on like your day-to-day stuff. So like I'm like a barefoot guy.
That's disgusting.
Like everywhere I
Wow,
go.
sexual content, easy.
I'll go get my mail barefoot. I don't care. I literally don't
Oh, yeah, I
care.
do it all the time.
In
It's my house.
college,
I
I
don't care.
showered barefoot. Like I was not the shower shoe guy. I cannot put these puppies. I cannot, crate these puppies up. All right, they gotta be free living because they smell bad.
do you wear socks around the house though?
Sometimes, like if I already have socks on, I'll just kick the shoes off and I'll walk around in socks. Yeah. But I would prefer, like, I think I run faster when I'm barefoot. Like, I think good things happen to
They say
people
it's
who are
a lot of
barefoot.
health benefits for being barefoot a lot.
Are
Yeah.
you guys wearing Crocs at
That's
weddings?
why I'm so pretty. No.
Yeah, my Crocs tennis shoes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, I don't know the difference. There's a Crocs tennis shoe.
Croc is a shoe
They look
brand.
like tennis shoes. They look like black tennis shoes, and they're the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn in my life.
So, but then there's a Croc what you have behind you, Kevin.
The clogs. The clogs are the normal
yes.
shoe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those
Why?
have been more like my house shoes.
But why?
What?
They just look. They look just.
Yeah, it's the slipping on and off stuff, man. It's the fact that you can throw them in the
You know what else
washer.
looks weird is sushi, and sushi's delicious. You haven't
Yeah.
even tried
Oh,
them,
yeah.
so how are you gonna talk
Sushi-
shit? Not even try the
sushi-
shoes. on?
Imagine
Delicious.
someone shows up to you and says, "Eat this cheese triangle."
Huh?
And you're like, exactly. You're like, huh? And then you're like, oh, it's fucking pizza, bro. This is delicious. Yo, what if we go chop this thing and running in the field up, and we'll cook it, and then we can put it on like
Are
some
you
raised.
comparing cows to Crocs? Are we doing
Yeah,
this
I am.
right now?
I am. I'm
My voice
hyperbolizing.
is getting really high because
I think what it is, Shorty, I think that some of us see our shoes just, below the surface, and some of us, you can't. And that's on you.
because you're below life. Like who people wear
Function and form.
Aiden, who was it? Aiden Scott said this.
Aiden Scott.
Fuck,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love him. I love him.
I do love him too, even though he said it. But I don't
I'm
hold
so
one
glad
thing
that-
anybody says against them except for you, Shorty, because you say a lot of dumb shit to me.
Name some dumb shit.
You don't like Crocs.
You never seen a
No,
movie.
that's accurate.
Your camera is the blurriest it's ever been right now.
Apparently my
Say something bad about me. Everything breaks and fails all at once. What are you talking about? I'm perfect. There's a fire in the background.
All right, what's your weird news, Shorty? Is this the real life? Is it just fantasy?
All right, we're gonna get DMAC'd for that.
You can afford it. You made $2 last month on Spotify.
Bro, look
I
out.
literally can't even.
Thanks for coming to the Radio Shorty podcast.
All right, my weird news. Have you ever dated somebody and you hated them? Like you were like over it and you just wanted to get rid of them and out of your life, right? We've all been there, right? We've all dated.
This is a
people
murder
where, like,
story?
You look back, yeah, kind of.
Have I ever killed anyone? Yes.
Have you really?
Oh, that's not the question.
You know.
Weird news story. So someone murdered their spouse, but it's so weird you won't believe the ending.
Last one, everybody, coming up in 10 minutes, right after Selena Gomez. Right now we're gonna do Cat Beat Julia, where we're gonna take $1,000, see if you can win a guest star, and see if she's really smart. No, so here's
It's
the
the
thing.
weird news. Have you ever dated somebody? Have you ever murdered them? You're going to love the way this turns out.
this next story.
Listen, we don't have
Well, our
to
radio
do weird
voices
news.
are stupid.
We can end it now. I got 5 million things.
I
want
want to hear this now because I'm going to kill Teddy this afternoon. I need tips.
Well, it's not going to turn out well for you, and I don't think you ever want to murder Teddy because Teddy's the
Nah,
sweetest
I love her to
person on the
death.
fucking face of the planet in Pennsylvania.
My wife would be so sad she would lose her friend.
Yeah, right. Shorty, what's the story?
So wait, are Ginny and Teddy, are they friends now? Are they, like we're all, like we're gonna hang out?
They were like friends on Twitch originally. They were like they would just have their own conversation in
Best
either of our
friends.
chats. Yeah,
Really?
I think there's a huge space for the I'm married to a wedding DJ and I need someone to talk to.
Oh, Jesus, the stories, dude. And Jenny comes with me to all the events, so you
Yeah.
could imagine the stories she has.
Teddy goes with you as
Exactly,
well,
man.
right?
Yeah, I mean, because we work through clock, so when the opportunity arises, yeah. She's really good at her job, so sometimes she gets pulled other places.
So I just need a
It sucks for me.
girlfriend so they all three can hang out, right?
I'm just saying, man, like, once you do get a girl that likes you,
Wow.
which is not going to be hard, once you just stop negging yourself so much.
Okay. By the way, I sent you the text last night. You never saw it.
Whew.
Oh, the
Kevin,
number
open your-
thing. No, I saw that. I did see it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was
Didn't turn
already
out
asleep,
well.
dude. I know. I read the whole story on Facebook.
Didn't
It's
turn
funny
out
as
well.
hell.
Didn't turn out well. Turned out disastrous. Anyway,
So this one's
here's how
running
to
along, so you may as well just tell that story too.
Yeah. So
You got
here's
time,
how-
Chris?
What, to tell the story?
Yeah. I have the phone number.
Can I just send it to Chris?
Sure.
Like,
I mean, you don't have to tell him. I'll edit this part out.
I mean, you can just tell me the story and give me the
So here's the
synopsis
thing.
and the bullet points. You're on radio, or were. You know how that works.
take a drink. So I was at a restaurant last night, and there was this girl who was about 5'1", and she was wearing a green shirt, and she's brunette. She's fucking gorgeous, right? She's fucking gorgeous. She's fucking gorgeous. And it wasn't my waitress, so I was like, well, that kind of sucks because I can't just like say hello. Can't speak.
Right.
She's running around. So I'm with a radio friend of mine, and we're getting ready to leave. And I was like, I'm gonna write down my number, and I'm gonna be like, yo, you dropped this, just be like, yo, what's up? And so I wrote on the back of the receipt. I can't even tell the story. I tell so much shit that I shouldn't tell.
Continue.
I wrote down. What did I write down? Something like, it's right here. Hang on.
You actually have the note still?
Well, it's still
Oh, it's in
my-
a frame. That's so sad.
Yeah, why
I
is it
wrote-
wet?
I wrote. Such a dick.
I originally meant from tears.
I have appointments next week. Can we finish the story?
I wrote, hey, this is crazy. Here's my number. Call me Navy. Right? It's got my number. Okay. Hopefully that didn't actually show my full number. So I go to give it to her. She's at the hostess table or scanning out somebody's credit card.
Okay.
And I go to walk up, and the hostess, the young girl that works the hostess table, walks up to her position, and I was like, I fucking left. I just walked out. Me and Dex just left. And I was like, fuck, man. And so then, so I posted it on Facebook. And within the hour, I'm getting messages from not only the restaurant's official Instagram handle, but people that work in the restaurant. Like, oh, we know who you're talking about. Her name is, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's great. I was like, well, let's hook this up. Like, let's go. And they go, oh, well, her boyfriend's also a waiter there. And I'm like, fuck. And that's my story.
So did you think writing down the lyrics to Call Me Maybe on the back of a receipt to the waitress that wasn't your waitress and handing it and then being flabbergasted and walking away, was that like what you came up with?
What'd you want me to come up with? First off, I'm not going to hand it to my waitress and be like, hey, can you hand it to that other waitress? I'm
still stuck on the Call Me Maybe. That's that. Don't what about
there
who
were
you
a
gave
lot
it
of-
to?
There were a lot of positive comments in the Facebook messages or on the comments about girls thought that was cute. So I don't know.
Those girls are already married. I think that shit's cute.
It was your aunt.
Yeah.
A lot of girls. It was one woman, and it was your aunt.
It was not. First of all, my aunt doesn't have to check Facebook. Secondly,
But she checks your Instagram stories?
yeah, she's on Instagram. A little bit.
Liar again.
Can I read my weird news and get the fuck
Please.
out of here so you guys can quit talking about me? So if you ever want to know how to murder the person that you're with, don't do this. A 60-year-old man strangled a woman and tried to bury her in the backyard of their South Carolina home. But I'm going to let you guys guess what happened. What did happen?
He tried to bury her body in the backyard?
He murdered her, and then he tried to bury her body in the backyard, and then something happened. Kevin, what do you think happened?
I think that he then later, like maybe a week later, he had like an ant problem, and he tried to like spray some propane down the anthill and then light it on fire, and it blew up the body, and then it came back up.
Okay,
That's what I think happened.
That's okay. That's your guess. That's a good guess, actually.
thank you.
Chris Cruise, your guess for the weird news of the week here.
South Carolina, right?
It is. It's in Trenton, South
Do you guys
Carolina.
ever get do you guys get hurricanes there?
Like we do, yeah. Well, the lower. So it is kind of in that area where we would get hurricanes in Trenton.
So there was some kind of weather incident, and there was a flood, and this happens. It's true and real. Body came out from the ground and floated away, and then people found her dead body floating. Is that what happened?
Okay. A 60-year-old man strangled a woman and tried to bury her in the backyard of their South Carolina home, but had a cardiac event in the process of covering her pit and died, according to a news release from the Edgefield County Sheriff's Office. Deputies responded to the home in Trenton on Saturday morning after calls from neighbors saying they found an unresponsive man lying in his yard. Deputies identified his name as Joseph McKinnon, who had no signs of trauma and natural causes were suspected. The release said, blah, blah, blah. A second body was found in a freshly dug pit. The release
Are you
said,
awing because he died? He murdered some lady, Kevin. Don't awe. What's wrong with you?
I'm just thinking, like, the guy built up the courage to kill this person.
I love that.
He did it. Well, there's a certain type of courage in that, right? A little bit. Who knows? She might have been the biggest bitch in the world.
What?
She may have. I'm taking the jury's,
This take brought to you by GamerLineFuel.com.
Jordan would love that he's associated to this. Like, she could be awful.
Sure.
He didn't do the right thing, but he didn't even get to live an hour without her.
This is your takeaway?
One of them.
You have more?
The other one is that he didn't have to be in jail ever, which I guess is kind of cool, but also that he didn't get his, which really pisses me off in all the murder mystery stuff.
His?
Like,
what did he get?
When the person that commits the disgusting crime doesn't get their time in jail, they don't have to serve for the things that they did. That pisses me off.
You said a second ago, and now you're pissed off.
Now that's multiple takes, so now this is this one.
So you have multiple
I'm just going to replace
personalities?
that in and then
5 take Kevin.
Yeah. I could have another one. You want another one?
Watch Kevin argue with himself.
Yeah.
On the Radio Shorty featuring Hi Kevin podcast.
Kevin, you should do that. Can you argue with yourself, please? Can you just
right now
have one take, and then all of a sudden Kevin argues again, and then we're going to clip it into a social media clip.
Okay, cool. All right. So I guess my personal opinion is that the guy never really got a chance to live without that bag of bones, bag bitch that he had married or something like that. Well, so that's a interesting take. I don't really understand why you are siding with a psychopathic killer, but I get. Well, no, I'm not siding with the psychopathic killer. Really, more I'm taking like a sort of hot take from. Well, it's a hot take, but you're not even thinking about the woman that's buried right now, and like she's 6 feet under. And no, I gave her a shot again. Like, say she's a nice person, all right. The guy still didn't get the opportunity to live for more than 5 minutes without. You're saying that we should feel bad because he didn't live without this woman that he murdered?
My name is Barack Obama, and I would never murder anybody.
Hey, Twitter world.
Oh, my God. Chris, to end the podcast, flop it a flop.
Flop it about.
Flop it about. That's it. All right.
When Shorty and I met in Vegas with a couple other DJ friends, we were there for a seminar, and we were ordering food, right? We were in line at one of the casino like restaurants, just ordering something quick, and everyone was still wearing masks in the middle of the pandemic. And we're wearing masks. The woman behind the counter is wearing a mask, and Shorty couldn't get the thing to work, and the woman just goes, "There's fa-ba-da-ba." We're like, "I'm sorry." And again, she's wearing a mask, so she says, "There's fa-ba-da-ba," and Shorty goes, "Wait, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. There's fa-ba-da-ba," and she started getting this attitude. Yeah. And we figured out about 15 minutes later, she was saying, "Just follow the prompts on the little credit card machine." So we're like, "Bro, just fa-ba-da-bop, just figure it out. Fa-ba-da-bop." So fa-ba-da-bop's been a thing for like a year. Yeah, just fa-ba-da-bop.
We were at Evil Knievel drunk as shit. Chris like, fa-ba-da-bop, fa-ba-da-bop, fa-ba-da-bop.
No, Shorty's like, "Well, who's paying?" I go, "I don't know, just fa-ba-da-bop."
Like, Chris, who's getting the Uber?
Fa-ba-da-bop.
Oh my God, I'm getting sweaty now.
So
fa-ba-da-bop is good.
Every now and then I'll just get a text from Chris, fa-ba-da-bop.
Oh, that's so
Fa-ba-da-bop.
great. That's so great. I love inside jokes, and this is why meeting people is fun, and this is why it's so nice that like we're wrapping up this COVID stuff.
Yeah, Chris.
But Teddy's apparently blending.
What does this mean?
It's loud. So our officially longest podcast again. Chris Cruise brings it all out.
First off,
I love it. I said let's go long. Let's go long.
First off, we've talked about not having a 2-hour podcast, and so I look at the clock and I go, okay, it's time for What the Wish, Dad Joke, get the fuck out of here, and now we're talking about Fa-ba-da-bob.
Yeah, it happens. You know, organic.
So, all right, Chris, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Next week, don't forget, we're going to have Brian Dunkleman, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Chris Cruise, Scott from Creed, and Bryce Vine. I don't know.
DJ High Kevin and DJ Low Kevin.
If you guys don't book Justin Guarini, I'm going to be very personally offended.
Dude, where is he? Where's he?
Stop bringing up more conversations. Chris, where can we find you in the entire world?
At
you can find all my stuff
JustinGuarini.com.
Yeah, everything's at chriscruise.com.
Gamer-fuel.com. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Oh my God,
Chris,
this has been a crazy, stupid, fun 2.5 hours.
Chris, can you put the gamer-fuel.com on your website so people could find it?
Oh
That'd be
my
great.
God.
No, but I'm going to buy gamerlinefuel.com right now. As soon as we get off this call, I'm going to go buy
literally
that.
can't wait. DJ Hi Kevin, use it as your code, please. I cannot wait to get my blue glasses because I'm so excited for
Those
them.
are great. Those work.
I know. Well, because I put my contacts in and then I just sit here all day and like you notice the difference when you put on orange mode on your iPad or whatever too.
Mm-hmm. Whatever.
ChrisCruise.com for everything Chris Cruise. Mm-hmm. We are the Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin and
How about?
That's the most annoying thing in the world.
Goodbye.
Please remain